our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Chuck's headset is so loud, he was in there getting coffee, and Bart, who's sitting 10 feet away, can hear everything that's coming over his headset. It's like the guy who's in a restaurant or sitting maybe at the bar having a conversation on his phone, and you can hear everything the other person's saying from the other side of the restaurant. Who are the people that go to Walmart and are on FaceTime? It's like an average conversation.
They're passing time.
Yeah, they're just going through life, and they happen to be on aisle 3.
That's right.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this much.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night, love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "What's heard on the Chuck and Bo Show?"
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still half asleep.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Sorry, Edward.
What a game.
Sorry, Edward.
What a game.
Sorry, Edward.
Yeah.
Edward had the Cougars winning it all.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah, oh, man.
I think when they were up 12, I said,
What a
Florida
game.
sucks.
Yeah.
You were planning everything you were going to say this morning.
That's
you were
right.
going to rub salt in the wound.
That's right.
And you had victory jerked out from under your feet there.
Man.
That's
How
right.
many times has this happened in the Final Four from the Sweet 16 on where a team has the lead? I mean, look, Tech did it to Arkansas. Then they turn around and lose a lead in the next game. Duke loses to Houston after having led basically the entire game. Houston turns around and does the same thing in the championship game.
It was incredible. I mean, all 3 games at the Final Four, the 2 games Saturday and the game last night, the team that led in the last media timeout, the under 4, lost. And it's such a game of runs, but it shows you how powerful, again, momentum can be and what happens when that snowball starts rolling. You can't stop it sometimes if you're the other team.
46 seconds to play.
Yeah.
That is the first time Florida led the game.
I know. It's incredible.
You have the national championship in your grasp the entire game. 46 seconds to go, you're down 1. And you can't score. Everything has
Can't
changed.
even get a shot off.
Houston was 33-0 when they'd held the opponent to under 70. First time this year they've lost when they held the opponent to under 70. I mean, in the first half, Bar, you saw it. Walter Clayton Jr., he was completely discombobulated. He had no idea what was going on. He was jacking shots up from everywhere.
Houston and Kelvin Sampson had an incredible game plan for how they were going to defend Florida, and it worked for almost the entire game. until it didn't.
Yeah.
And until Walter Clayton made some plays.
I'm chuckling because Chuck in the group text, Walter Clayton has lost his mind.
Yeah, he did. He lost his mind in the first half.
He's lost his mind.
They put him on the bench, and he composed himself a little bit, and he came back, and he was the Walter Clayton Jr. he always is. You know, that game, it was competitive from start to finish.
It's a great game.
But it really didn't turn into a well-played game until the last 7 or 8 minutes. And even then, there were some, questionable shots. But the last 7 or 8 minutes, those guys, I mean, it took off to a whole different level.
If you're on the Houston roster or a coach or anybody that's riding that team bus into that arena, that game's going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Oh, you'll never forget it.
You can't get a shot off at the end of the game.
I know.
You got plenty of time. You've got the basketball savant over there, Kelvin Sampson, and I'm watching him, and he sits down to prepare for what he's going to draw up, and he pulls out the folded-up paper in his pocket, and he's looking at it, and I'm like, this guy's going to the well, and they're going to get a wide-open look. And quite the opposite happened. And
Florida
they couldn't get a
up.
shot off. And how many times have you had that play, like in any level of basketball, like, at the local YMCA, Fayetteville Athletic Club, whatever, where you jump to shoot it and realize you can't get a shot off and you haven't dribbled yet, and you try to dribble and then realize, oh, you can't do that either.
How did that make you feel, Edward, when all that was happening?
I just couldn't believe those last two possessions for Houston. The first one, Sharp or whoever it was, number 21, dribbles into 3 people for no reason. And then the last possession, I can't even
The pressure of the moment.
What
the
happened.
Pressure of the moment. That's what happened.
It's so easy for us to say for no reason. We all do this. But, you're out there.
No, I understand that. I
know. Well,
done any better.
I know. I'm just saying, but I'm listening to these national shows on the way in this morning, and they're all, it's critical of this and that, and, they just did it on the last possession. Why are you going to try to do that again? What?
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are forcing outcomes that you can't draw up in a huddle. I mean, we give way too much credit and blame sometimes to coaching, and we don't give enough credit to players sometimes, or criticism sometimes, because they're out there impacting the game. Anything looks good on a whiteboard until you get athletes like were on the floor last night. And let's just go back to this. The Final Four was great. I'm all for chalk. I'm all for the best teams in the Final Four. You're seeing the best players in college basketball going at it. And that's what you got last night. Kelvin Sampson has these drills that have come out on social media. They actually do drills. Imagine this in today's college basketball world. Drills where players, it's a drill to dive on the floor. Like you're diving on the floor. That's the drill to get a loose ball. And Florida seals the win by diving on the floor to get the ball.
Hey, here's the thing. You look in the first half, Florida just gave the ball away right and left. And Florida had a problem with turnovers all night. Houston did not until the final 3.5 minutes of the game. They had more turnovers in the final 3.5 minutes than they'd had the entire ball game.
5.
Yeah. And they'd had 4 prior to that. So that was a big, big part of it. And it was a great game. I mean, it was a great game. And as you just said, I mean, you had the best players in the country out there playing.
Boy, I feel bad for them, though. I do feel bad for Houston.
I really don't.
I do. I feel bad for Kelvin Sampson.
No, I'm
have a little humanity.
No,
Chuck.
I'm not
really
saying
don't.
that I'm talking trash or anything like that. I'm just saying that somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
I know.
I mean, that's
I don't think
that's how it works.
Most fans, I guess fans feel it that way too, to some extent, but most fans don't realize just the pain and the agony of defeat. And I know I'm talking to a Razorback fan right now that's going, you shut your mouth. You have no idea the pain and the agony and defeat that I've been going through most of my life.
Yeah, whatever.
But to be in the game, to be in that position,
All right, I got 2 questions. Here's my first one. Did the referees call it differently in the second half than the first?
Absolutely.
There were like, what, 4 fouls in the first half?
Here we go.
26 in the second half?
He's just been waiting.
Bart's just sitting on.
He's just been waiting.
Like, what are these bozos doing?
Going.
26 fouls to 4? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, it was something along those lines. I've been trying to find the box score with the breakdown of the actual
Edward, write this idea down for me so I don't forget. Next April 1st, we're going to fake an email from some account. It's going to look very official, and it's going to be Bart invited to speak at the National Officials Convention.
Get those bozos out of here.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it'd be like, you've been invited to be a special guest and do the round table discussion of how the game can be officiated better.
Well,
sure to host it.
Surely the Arkansas Officials Association has some convention like in Hot Springs or something.
Yeah.
You know, and Bart can go down there and be the featured
surprised Tommy
speaker.
Kraft hasn't invited him yet.
Exactly. I mean, get this thing worked out.
Today at Oaklawn, right after your engagement, right after you entertain the officials.
Bart's the keynote speaker.
There were 4 fouls called in the first half.
There's like a giant.
And the first half was great.
There's like a giant
25
button in the
the
middle of
second half.
Bart's chest. And it's like, it says officials, and you just press it, and it like just
I
screams
hate
at
them.
you.
They're terrible.
Look, they had those guys had a bad night. Now look, they called.
They had a terrible night.
They did.
Two
They
of
did.
them call SEC games.
Doug Sermons, Ron Groover, Terry Oglesby.
What did Show's not get the game? Were you right
No,
about
because
Shao?
he's terrible.
He called Saturday. He called one of the games Saturday.
He shouldn't have been there.
Matt Zimmerman tells me Terry Oglesby always favors the home team. And so I always tell him
He's another one.
I always tell him we're going to have a drinking game. For every time you say Terry Oglesby, somebody's got to take a drink. And they're just going to be hammered by the end of the night. Because he's
At one point I saw on Twitter last night, Z just tweeted Doug Sermons.
Yeah.
That was the entire tweet.
There were some
Doug
people
Sermons.
on that.
I know.
He's not very good either.
I ran
man.
an
Come
errand
on.
at halftime. I'm getting back to the house. I'm listening on the radio to like the first minute of the second half, and then I got inside and backed it up and watched, and I couldn't see it on television. But whoever was calling the game nationally on the radio was mad at Doug Sermons. They said it was when the whole bench foul occurred, or technical foul.
Called the T.
Yeah, and apparently Doug Sermons was pointing at Todd Golden, and they didn't like that. They said, that's unprofessional. You should never do that to a head coach. As an official, you don't point at a coach. And I'm like, oh, Bart's going to love this.
Well, look, this is all I want, right? This is all I want
All
for
in the whole
for the
world.
Final Four. This is all I want. Give some different guys a chance.
They earn their way there, though.
But I don't think they do, Chuck. I don't know whatever
He thinks
system
it's a
they're
corporate
whatever system, because it's the same guys
situation.
every year,
I got you.
and they
I got you.
all
I
are
hear you.
terrible.
A chance to advance past the
Like
top
Roger
12.
Ayers is still getting Final Four. Roger Ayers has been
How
a
do you
bad
even
official
know
for
these guys'
10 years.
names?
I do the game.
Well, I know.
And it took me 5 years to learn these guys'
Like
names.
until recently, Pat Adams was still getting Final Four gigs, and we all know Pat
Hold
Adams
on.
is back.
Well, we all know.
Chuck, every game Chuck does, there's 3 officials, and he has to say, here are the guys officiating tonight's game as part of the broadcast.
Correct.
He's done that for years, and he doesn't know as many names as you do.
I know. That's
what is
the
going
truth.
on?
That is the truth.
What, like you're obsessed.
He's got an obsession.
I just
Get these
want
bozos out of here.
different
That's
guys
another way.
get the
Another
gigs.
idea, Doug Schall's will be Bart's Halloween costume
I knew when Bart said
in October.
Doug Shaw should be banned from the game forever. That
He's going to be Doug Schall's with a
know.
blindfold.
Yeah, hey, that's great. We need to get Doug Shouse on the show. Somebody write that down.
Yeah.
Bart, call him up. Get him on the show. All right, here's my second question.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the bigger deal? Florida winning the national championship, or our boy over here making it another year without going to the grave? It's Bo's birthday.
Here we go.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
I think we're gonna party.
Are we going somewhere?
Just so you'll know, that's from my personal playlist. I broke that out just for you from my personal playlist this morning.
That's awesome. I see I share a birthday with C.D. Lamb. I was really disappointed. You know what I wanted for my birthday? To share my birthday with some amazing names, in the world today. And Bart has C.D. Lamb in the notes.
Well,
a guy who can't catch a ball in the sun at Cowboy Stadium.
Well, you try when the sun's in your eyes, man.
I know. It's a whole thing. It's not his fault. It's the way it was built.
Happy birthday, man.
Actually, it was Mike McCarthy's fault for not taking the ball at a different point on the field at a certain time in the game, according to Jerry Jones. C.D. Lamb, 26.
Wow.
Me, 29.
Bo Mattingly.
Yeah. Wow.
This
is better than this.
There's
better
an F. There's an F in there. There's 4. Is it still in the 40s?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's
going to be an F in there for like another decade.
Well, I know. That's what I meant. I just wasn't sure which letter came next.
We're doing better than we did on your birthday.
No, you're right about that.
I took us halfway through the show and a text.
Oh, yeah.
You guys know it's Chuck's birthday? No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
And then we come back from I'm like, were you going to tell us? No, I thought I was going to skate on through this
slip
deal.
through here. You guys were going to have to.
I kind of like a little 50 Cent, though. That was good. I appreciate that.
Well,
they played 50 Cent in the Florida locker room last night. Read that this morning. We get all kinds of
Well, that's what made me think of it.
They should have played Flow Rida.
I heard it playing last night. Yeah, they should have pulled Flow Rida.
I'm going to say I appreciate it.
Flow.
I'd like to just say thank you. I appreciate it. But what I was really hoping for today, and I actually woke up early in the middle of the night. I couldn't go back to sleep because I was thinking, I wonder if they're going to have like a one shining moment tribute to me on the show.
It's funny you should say that. We discussed it and thought, are you kidding me?
We can't set the bar that high.
Come on.
Yeah.
It was either that or a mariachi band.
Yeah.
So they'll be in here in a bit.
Well, I was looking for that. That or a barbershop quartet would be a nice touch.
Yeah.
877-377-6963. Reactions to the game. Reactions to a lot more that we're going to get into. You can text, call the show.
Did the referees blow it in the second half? Is Bart onto something?
How far away? Here's Chuck's third question.
Yeah.
I thought Chuck's second question was going to be this. How far away is Arkansas from being in that game?
Yeah, that's a little bit later.
Later in the show.
No,
also,
we can do it
reaction
now.
to Dave Van Horn later in the show.
Yeah.
Dave Van Horn had some interesting comments yesterday. Has Arkansas as the unanimous number 1 in the country, hosting Arkansas State tonight. And that midweek game means nothing, but tonight it means more than nothing.
Remember the first time they played Arkansas State, and it was like a headline in the paper.
Oh.
They're going to play them in baseball, and they played them in some other sports already. But it was like a big deal, and now it's like, they got to play ASU Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Before we get back to the big games this weekend.
Hey, if you're looking for a birthday gift for me, just go to H&R Block and see what you can get on your tax return.
Send it to Bo.
And send it on in. Righteous Gemstones at your service.
Right.
H&R Block helping you file with 100% confidence and a max refund guaranteed. Find one around the corner. 70 years of tax prep expertise going to work for you at H&R Block. Got a bracket update. Bart's bracket contest. Who won it? Who won Bart's bracket contest? And where did Bart finish, and how did Chuck and I fare? Spoiler alert, pretty well. That's coming up.
It's victory, baby.
It's 6:19. Good morning on the Chuck and Bo Show. Touching the hearts of Arkansans, the passive-aggressive Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, Precedent. We'd love to help.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
We were 0-5. They put us all in the coffin. They just didn't put the nails in.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett with River Valley Smile Center. We dial 782-8940.
Coach Todd Holland, head baseball coach of the University of Arkansas Fort Smith Lions. I call 782-8940.
Stay cool this summer with a York high-efficiency HVAC unit. Or for more information on endless hot water and high-efficiency tankless water heaters, give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our local agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, gentlemen. How's that rest of the place smelling?
Smells
out
great.
Here, the Chase Center.
It smells awesome.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Kelvin Sampson on what he was hoping would happen at the end of the game.
What were you hoping to get out of that last play?
We have a set where it's a staggered gate, and we thought if we could get Emmanuel to shot fake and get downhill, I have to look back at the film, and I don't know if the ball slipped out of his hands or he probably should have shot faked that. Both those guys, Richard and Martin, both really good defensively. Clayton made a great play on that, but that's why you got to shot fake and get in the paint. Two's fine.
Oh, man.
I actually did feel for Houston and Kelvin Sampson last night because I'm sitting there looking at this guy, and he was shell-shocked. Oh. I mean, he was just shell-shocked. He's 69 years old. Odds are it won't happen again. Yeah, and you're just standing there if you're Kelvin Sampson. And I was just wondering what was flashing through his mind.
Shot fake.
At that point. Well, obviously he was thinking shot fake.
It was the ultimate shot fake. He left his feet.
Yeah, and but I did feel for him, because there's a guy that has been, he is a basketball lifer. I mean, a lifer. And you're kind of, at a spot now where you may not get that chance again.
David's in Searcy. David, good morning. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, how about those refs, David?
Hey, let me tell you something. First of all, Bo, happy birthday. I wish I had a recording of Marilyn Monroe singing her happy birthday, because I think that would be very fitting.
Don't put it
right
past
here at this
Edward.
particular time. Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, that was one of the strangest officiated games I've ever seen. And the reason I kept up with what was going on was because before the game I had decided inexplicably that I was for Houston, because I had always despised the coach, Kelvin Sampson. But I heard someone I respected a lot on the radio yesterday telling they were friends with him and what a really good man he was. And I said, okay, that's good enough for me. I'm for them. I don't like Florida. I don't care if it's SEC. I'm not, I don't care. Okay. The first half, I thought, you can't tell me that Florida is going to play the entire first half without actually having a foul called. And I appreciated the fact that they were letting them play. But they only had like 3 fouls called on Houston. So that's good. That's all right. Let's let them play. It's going to be a great game. Well, it's like at halftime they said, man, we almost went the whole half without calling a foul on Florida. They come out and they're calling these ticky-tack fouls that they did not call in the first half, and they had like 4 or 5 to begin the second half on Florida. And then Florida has 7 fouls at the 14-minute mark, and you look and Houston has 3 or 4, possibly 4, and it's like the refs panicked and went, oh, no, we put Florida, we've already got Houston in the bonus with 14 minutes left. The next 7 fouls in the game were called on Houston. The next 7. This is absolutely ridiculous. The refs panicked. I've never seen anything like it. It was a terrible, terrible officiating job. Thanks.
Thank you, David. Bart, your thoughts?
How do we? This is so dumb. What are we doing?
It's very dumb.
It is. It was like a toka, though. It's like, we're the 20th of the month. We haven't handed out enough speeding tickets. Let's get 10 today.
The refs got caught up in the moment of the game in the second half and started calling stuff that wasn't being called in the first half. And look, all you ever want as a coach, a player, a viewer, anything is for the game to be called consistently. Like, call it the same way in the second half that you called in the first half.
But isn't a first half where they let everything go and a second half where they call a lot, isn't that fairly commonplace, though?
I think so, Chuck, and that's bad. that's the problem.
That's your point?
That's the problem.
Is that what you're saying? You're making my point for me?
If you're going to be bad, at least be consistently bad.
Well,
Bart's in the official Situation Room, brought to you by Chevy.
Grade the refs with Bart.
Also, I'm not entirely sure, by the way, that like Sharp couldn't have touched the ball there at the end.
I'm not convinced of that either.
Like I was kind of like, what are you doing, man? Like,
okay, wait a second. What do you mean?
In the old days, if he touched the ball, that would have been double dribble.
Right.
To me, it's double dribble. Period.
He didn't dribble the ball.
But I see things like that. They let it go these days. Now, once
he jumped and put it down, like you can dribble.
Right. Once he panicked, it was like, uh-oh.
He panicked. That's what happened.
He kind of gave himself away.
He could have dribbled.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah. Because he caught the ball and then went up for a shot. It was a catch and shoot. He didn't dribble before.
No, I know that. I know that, but it doesn't matter. Like, if you leave your feet to shoot and you throw the ball down on the ground and then you possess the ball, it's a double dribble.
You have to dribble it. You can't catch it.
So you're saying because he dropped it and didn't dribble it, he could have picked it back up.
He could have dribbled it.
I thought so too. In the moment, I thought so too.
It's essentially
I'd
like
have to
when
go
he
back and
dropped
watch it
that
with
being
an
his first
official.
dribble.
Right.
I mean,
not that, you know.
What I need is Doug Sermons to call and tell us.
See,
or Doug Shows.
If you hadn't burned that bridge, Bart, if you hadn't burned every bridge we have with an official.
Who's the guy that's the expert official? Like, call him.
Does he do every sport? Does he do every sport?
I think he's on lacrosse now, too.
He's like football, basketball, lacrosse.
That's Bart's dream job. That is Bart's dream job. He is the official, what do they call him? The official analyst.
The rules analyst.
The rules analyst. We go to Bart. Bart, what would you call here?
See, I think they need 2 guys in that booth, an official and a guy like Bart, just to argue about it.
What are you talking about?
Are you insane? You should be barred forever.
Have you ever seen the sport, Gene?
Get this guy out of here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It seems like a pretty key thing. I haven't seen anybody write about this or talk about this morning.
Well, just imagine it's going to be written about now.
Bart, I think you should post looking for officials who follow my account to tell me, because you know they do.
Should we call for the armchair officials to let us know?
What could
maybe,
he?
If you've ever officiated a game on a Saturday morning at the boys' club, we want to hear from you.
Well, let me call my son King. He did it for about 5 years.
Yeah.
In second grade, it's a little bit different.
I did wonder about that, though, as it was happening. I
well, that changes everything.
Could he touch the ball there?
Nobody's writing about this or anything. Like I don't think
it's only a matter of time now.
It would have been a travel or double dribble or anything. He puts the ball on the ground, just keep dribbling, and you're fine.
Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. We have a situation. We don't know the answer.
Someone's already said you are wrong. Not only are you wrong, you're as wrong can be.
There you go.
Oh, great.
And that's pretty wrong.
Beat inflation and upgrade your ride at Chevy of Fayetteville right now. You can drive a brand new Chevy Silverado, Blazer, Equinox EV, or the Tough 2500 with rates as low as 1.9% APR. Plus, you can take advantage of huge discounts and get top dollar for your trade-in. It's not just about the deals at Chevy of Fayetteville. It's about the customer service. It's about the complimentary loaners. It's about being in business for 25 years inside the Fayetteville Auto Park because they take care of Northwest Arkansas. Take care of people. They're people. And go in there and ask them. Take a ball with you. Jump up, drop it. Travel, double dribble, or can I continue? That's the situation. Bart's into the rule book. We're back at the women's softball game, a 30-minute delay here. We don't have time for that, but we got to get a bracket update. The NCAA tournament has concluded. Beat Bart's bracket. How did we come out? We'll do it next on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. I think you should look at yourself today in the mirror and say, what's wrong with me?
Okay, I will.
I'm not talking about you.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Chris in Fayetteville. You're on the news, weather, information station.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey, we're full service, baby.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, coming into the game is Matt Jones. And that brings the crowd to its feet. They love this guy here in Arkansas. How about this?
The ball.
Campbell actually thought he had that dunk, and now he's just frustrating Jones. Why not? Look at the smile at this place. Is wild about Matt Jones.
Listen to Halftime, weekdays from 11 to 2, only on ESPN 95.3.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Are you in the market for a new office printer or multifunction device? Look no further. At Dixie Digital Imaging, we bring a legacy of experience and a rock-solid reputation. Our state-of-the-art solutions are tailored to meet your business needs seamlessly. Why settle for anything less? Call us now at 479-783-6600 to get a quote on your next office printer or multifunction device. Elevate your office efficiency with Dixie Digital Imaging, where experience and reputation meet excellence. That's Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, a
Download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LOT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
How many times have you said, hey, I'm playing with house money? House money never seems to be around at the end of the night. I mean, hey, I'm playing with house money. Well, they always seem to get that house money back.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Taxes are hard. Filing with H&R Block is easy. Just go in or call, make an appointment. They'll answer a question. They'll file the whole thing for you. Whatever you need done. 70 years of tax prep expertise going to work for you at H&R Block.
I'll tell you what else is easy. Taking Bart's lunch money in bracket competition, man. It's like taking candy from a baby.
Bart, what happened? I'm not
he got
saying,
his butt kicked. That's what happened.
You know, it's a
look.
Here we go.
I'm never going to pick all 4 number 1 seeds to make it to the Final Four.
I thought you were going to say that you're never doing this again.
Well, no.
I'm not going to.
I enjoy
the challenge.
If you guys are going
to put me out there to pick, and then it doesn't go well, I'm not doing this anymore. I've had enough of this crap.
Hey, I already won the bet that Arkansas would make the NCAA tournament. So
I forgot about that. I got to take you to Blakeman's.
You got to watch.
I got to take you to Blakeman's.
It's all gravy.
Oh.
Arkansas made it to the Sweet 16. It was a great basketball season.
I forgot about the watch promise. Or the promise.
Well,
watch.
let's not say we had a watch promise. Let's not get carried away. By the way,
Bo's taking me over there to get a cup of coffee.
You're in for half of whatever it is, just in case you forgot.
I didn't know that part.
Well, all right, how
you're not getting anything.
Before we go back to the phones here, how we do in the bracket contest?
I finished 92nd.
Do we know how many? Like we have a couple hundred.
Yeah, I could tell you. It was 97th out of 250.
Okay, all right.
Where'd me and Bo finish?
I don't have that information off the hand.
But we were ahead of you, right?
You were, yes. You were.
And do we have a tie at the top? Do we have an outright winner?
We have an outright winner, yeah. Mickey Kinney.
Mickey Kinney.
Mickey Kinney picked Florida to win.
It's a tie at the top.
Oh, it is a tie at the top, yeah.
Mickey and
Carol
Minnie?
can't pick them. So
Carol can't pick them.
Somebody named Carol, we don't actually know who you are,
sorry. Do we think either one of those are real names or stage names or what?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, we've got to contact these people. We got to bring them on, and we got to give them their $150 gift card to Walk-Ons.
And just so we're
Best
clear,
sports bar in America.
Just so we're clear, if Houston had won last night, Edward would have beaten all of us, but Houston lost.
That's correct. I finished 193rd.
So he finished 193rd.
Wow.
That was there would have been a big swing there.
big swing.
But the
that was a
Corin
big swing.
household, Hannah finished 34th and
Ahead
beat
of Bart?
everybody. Yeah,
Wow.
that's right. So
Probably beat us.
You know,
And
You
just
guys
destroyed me.
finished.
and she picked based on colors
68th.
of uniforms? Is that kind of how
she
it
beats
works?
me
No,
every
she-
year.
yeah,
Really? She
yeah.
knows ball.
She knows it, huh?
Yeah, you might not have heard this. I can't. You might have been on the road. I don't remember. But Edward was in here one morning, and he just like takes his phone and he's like, whatever. Hannah was listening to the show, and now she knows who I like. They don't talk about it.
Oh,
It's
I
a big
see.
thing.
They don't
We got
tell each
competition
Right.
going
She's
on.
like, oh, so you like Houston, huh?
I
And she
got
was
you.
like, and he was upset then, and he had revealed it on the air.
That's right.
I understand.
Well, it ended
you
up
got to
not
play it
mattering.
close to the vest. Tournament time.
Because she destroyed me.
Yeah.
As every year.
And now I see why.
Yeah.
He's getting
Yeah,
his,
it's a
he's
competitive
getting his butt
household,
kicked at
man.
home.
Oh, I bet she's talking trash, too.
Oh,
Where'd
that's
Chuck
very
and I
true.
finish?
68th.
Wow.
Wow. That's pretty good for a couple of guys just throwing it together on the air.
Yeah, that's right.
You broke it down and went to the numbers, had your
Yeah.
computer out. Bo and I are just talking off the top of our heads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't win the Natty every year. Bart went to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's true.
We'll call it that. Chuck and I went to the Elite Eight. Hannah went to the Final Four.
I'm perfectly
was in
satisfied
the
with my
crowd.
picks this year.
You were in the crowd.
Really?
Dwight is in St. Augustine, Florida. Thanks for that update, Bart. We'll need to post that on social media. Let the world know. To our giant following of social media followers, to be redundant. Dwight, good morning. St. Augustine, Florida. What's happening?
How about them Gators?
How about them?
They did it, and it looked like that Bart knows all about how to hold that ball from being dribbled, but the Gators went after it, as always. Happy birthday, Bo. This is your dad. Just wanted to call and say happy birthday to you.
Wow. From Dwight Sr. to Dwight Jr. You haven't called the
I
radio.
didn't realize that was going to be your dad.
I didn't either. You had. We were just talking about who's this Dwight guy. So my dad hasn't called a radio show I was doing since I was 19 in Florida, and nobody was listening. And I gave away tickets on the air, and my dad called in, and I could tell it was him. But I tried to play it off, and I said, well, okay, stay on the line, and we're going to get your information and get those tickets to you in the mail. And he goes, that's all right, son. Just bring them home with you.
That's funny. I blew your cover and everything. That's great. That's a good story.
Are you at a conference or something? Is that why you're in St. Augustine?
Yeah, I'm up here at a pension conference trying to learn how to save money.
Yeah.
So I can retire someday.
Yeah, that'd
like
be great.
Like you guys are going to do.
Try to leave me some, because Chuck tells me that the stock market's not doing so well.
You can't pay attention to the stock market. You got to be in it for the long haul, just like the Gators were. So good talking to you. You guys have a great day.
Thanks,
it's so good to hear things going on, and Florida, the sun's shining this morning.
Yeah. Thanks for calling, and love you. Appreciate you so much. Have
Love
a great
you
day,
too.
Dad. All
Have a
right.
great.
Thanks.
Yep. Bye.
That's the best.
How about that?
Great human right there.
You think the check's in the mail? Did she send you a birthday check?
I think my mom probably texted him, at 4 a.m. this morning and said, "Don't forget it's Dwight's birthday."
That's right. That's right. I'm sure that happened.
And so he's like, "Well, let me call him."
You always got to have a birthday
just-
update person in your life.
That's right.
That's so cool. That was a
great.
surprise.
That's awesome.
That was a surprise.
That is good.
One of the. I'm not just saying this because he's my dad. He's one of the greatest humans I know. Is that Marilyn Monroe?
We've got another birthday message coming in right now.
Mr. President, happy birthday.
Is that what David was talking about?
Yes, that's the one.
Do you think David Cersei plays that for himself?
Maybe.
Like on his birthday?
I wouldn't rule it out. I
mean, it's 6:45 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. when you went into the Hall of Fame, I think it was at a Western Sizzler.
I think it was. It was at a motel. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978. Particularly in the South, I'm not sure there's a title that carries more weight than coach. Maybe preacher.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my RR prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
Attention business owners, are you overpaying for your website, dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
Every Thursday,
Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Wow, the text line's on fire today.
Now, there's a difference between fire and burning to the ground. I mean, there's a difference. And we've straddled the line, but there is fire involved.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man.
Bart's gotten to the bottom of things, by the way.
Oh, really? We got this
Let's
figured
go to the
out?
Chevy
Is it a double
situation.
dribble or not?
Yeah,
Is it
what's
travel?
the story
I think
here,
traveling
Bart? Have you
is
talked to your
probably the
officiating
more
friend?
appropriate.
What do you have, one friend that's a ref?
I just dug in on my own.
Oh, okay.
I just went straight to the rule book.
Deep dive.
It would have been a travel. It would not have been a double dribble.
Right, that's
and
the technical
that's where I think people are
term.
making the mistake. Is under no circumstances would it have been a double dribble.
Yeah.
It would have, however, been a travel.
Right. If he touched the ball.
If he touched the ball, yes.
So he couldn't touch it at all.
Right.
So those refs are okay?
Well, let's not go that far.
Well, he didn't leave them anything to call.
Yeah.
He just got out of the way or tried to box out. Yeah. It was such a bizarre way to end a game.
It really was.
Well, look, I think Houston probably had a really good play drawn up. It looked like what they were doing. Like you could kind of see what they were trying to do, set some back screens and everything. And they were clearly going for the win. Like they were clearly like every look they had or were trying to get was a three. And Florida just snuffed it out.
You're reminding me of Bill Rafferty. Yeah. Like Bill Rafferty throughout the course of a game will be like, "Oh, that's a nice glass of wine."
Yeah.
Oh, look at that steak. Like he'll talk about the game like that. Oh, look, that play design was really developing before they turned it over.
Bill Rafferty,
he's just back.
Favorite.
Yeah, he's perfect. Like he's just different.
And
his comments are just different. Like they're like I'm describing like that's onions.
Yeah. When they
it's like he's talking about meals.
When the teams have these shoot-arounds, that's when the TV people are there. During the season, like if you have a shoot-around before the game on a Tuesday night, all the TV people come to the shoot-around, and that's when they talk to the coach. So at the NCAA tournament, we're at wherever we were the other day, and Raftery comes walking in. I guess this was in Providence. And he's just got this wry grin on his face from the minute he walks in the room. You know he's thinking of something, not smart aleck, but something clever to say at all times. And he just drops these nuggets. They just come out of nowhere during the game. And he is my favorite.
Talk about somebody that can hold court.
Oh.
Like he's just one of those magnetic guys, and
the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah,
just a kind man.
He can tell some stories, and everybody just kind of gathers round.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Eagle was awesome on the call.
I thought they were all good.
Grant Hill was great. It was a good broadcast team.
I thought so too.
You can say positive things, just not about the officials.
Yeah, no, I thought the broadcast team was excellent. I think Ian Eagle's really good. I think Raftery is outstanding. They made the right move moving Ian Eagle into that seat to replace
What
Jones.
is it about CBS that they just do an incredible job?
I think it's the
with
producers.
live sports.
I think it's the producers.
They just do. You're right. I mean, they just do an amazing job with live sports.
They're better at, and I mean,
the production's all the way down to one shining moment, and the way it's put together, and then how they get the right shots at the end. And they get such good shots of emotion. I know we're in the weeds a little bit here, but they get such good shots live that they can pull it right away because they've already got it. They capture emotion so well. It was all right there.
To me, and I know the SEC and ESPN are married now, but CBS is, they're better. They're just better.
Yeah. Big Ten got them.
They're the one that got away.
Yeah, they're the one.
They are. Their production's so much better than ESPN's. It's not even close.
I went to bed with a tear in my eye last night. I was listening to that one shining moment. watching. Arkansas made 4 appearances. None of them were great except Cal and Patino shaking hands. Got Boogie getting blocked. That was a foul. Had Arkansas getting a technical foul.
Bart jumped up screaming, "That's a foul!"
Got him with the body. Got him with the body.
And then the last one was them losing to Texas Tech. So we didn't perform well in one shining moment.
Hey, next year, Indianapolis, you better get those cameras ready, baby.
Indy next year?
Indianapolis.
Lucas Oil Stadium.
That's it.
Next year.
Final Four.
How far away are the Hogs? We'll tell you what the odds are. The odds are out to win the national championship next year. And Arkansas is closer than you might think. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. It's Tuesday, April 8th. Good morning.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry, it's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Think better. Member FDIC.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweating 'em Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweating'emcosmetic.com and click on the Sweating 'em Edge.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be in the low to mid 60s. Clear skies tonight. Overnight low in the low to mid 40s. Wednesday, sunshine. Our high will be in the low 70s. And more sunshine back with us on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
From the Busch Light Studios, this is ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
Are you sure this is legal? I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart, we keep America rolling.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season. I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think you could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text GRIT to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text GRIT to 42424. That's GRIT to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
By the way, total random story here. We have a random giant truck in our parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if somebody ran out of gas and obnoxiously parked. Like, it's not pulled into a space, it's pulled across 3 spaces.
Right. I got here this morning. I thought you got a new truck.
Yeah. Those pole vaulting skills went up over the weekend.
Right.
Yeah, he's been working on that. He's got another foot in him. That pole vaulting experience getting into the vehicle was really something.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's start on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy to see you.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
What a finish to the college basketball season.
15 seconds left. Florida leads it by 2. Uzan gonna go. Uzan, give it up. Cryer, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Sharp. He walked. He can't touch it. He can't. 1 second. And it's over. Florida is back on top of the college basketball world. Championship madness. It's a great day to be a Gator. They win the national title.
Remember when Edward in the first hour said, "No, he can. He can't touch it."
Yeah. Hey,
I just want to thank you.
Well, Raftery said walked right there too. Did you notice? He
he called it right away.
I don't know if it was Raftery or Grant Hill.
He called it right.
He walked. He can't touch it.
Yeah. They were all over it.
Yeah.
Give them credit.
Trust Raftery.
Yeah.
I will say that when you think about it, the way that game was contested, it was really only fitting that it was like a loose ball diving on the floor to end the game.
I mean,
it was that kind of battle.
I just couldn't get over, like, I saw this play out so many times in the tournament, guys, where the team with the lead just had a hard time holding on, you know, and the team that could just hang around found ways down the stretch. I mean, how many teams with a lead, like of 6 or 9 points, with under 3 minutes to play, held the lead in, like, from the Sweet 16 on?
Well, you know, when it's your team that blows the lead, they choked. But the other games that I watched, that word choke gets thrown around a lot.
Or you blew it.
Very casually,
Yeah.
or you blew the lead. I think, for the most part, the teams that came back and won the game.
Right.
I don't think the other team choked.
Right.
I don't even think they necessarily blew it. Now, again, when it's your team, it's like, how could we lose that game? But when you watch it and you don't have a rooting interest necessarily, I didn't see one team out there that I thought choked. I did see a lot of teams out there that came and snatched the win. And that's what I thought Florida did last night.
I love these conversations when they're not about your team.
That's
because
right.
then you can have them objectively.
Right. That's exactly right.
But, like, you look at the Arkansas loss, you know, to Texas Tech, and it's like, well, they blew it.
Yeah.
Well, no, Texas Tech did some amazing things down the stretch. And then in the next game, they weren't able to finish that off against Florida. Last night, I didn't feel like Houston blew it. I do think they got a little tired. I also thought Houston made some incredible shots throughout the game, like some really difficult shots. And Florida, like, maybe you don't realize, if you know, as a fan, it's a lot more difficult than it looks, like, to score on those guys. I mean, Florida's long and athletic, and I thought they I don't even fault Houston for not getting a shot off. I give Florida's defense so much credit.
I do too. And you know, Walter Clayton Jr., let's just take him as an example. In the game Saturday, it looked like he could score on anybody. He was completely unstoppable. And in the first half last night, non-factor, frustrated, whatever Houston was doing. I mean, he was throwing up wild shots from all over the floor. I mean, it does have something to do with the other guys that you're playing. And so I'm like you. I give Florida credit for coming back and winning the game. You know, it was a hotly contested game throughout. It wasn't especially well played until down the stretch. But the good players took over down the stretch. And I think that's why Florida won.
So 65-63 the final. It was played exactly the way Houston would have wanted the
Houston's
game
kind of
to be
game.
played. And the job they did defensively on Florida's leading scorers would have led you to believe that Houston was going to win the game. But Florida showed up and played incredible defense when they had to, and they found different ways to win. That's what the best teams do. For the third straight game, Florida overcame a significant second-half deficit. In the Elite Eight, Texas Tech led by as many as 10 in the second half and 9 with 3 minutes to go. In the Final Four, Auburn had a 9-point lead early in the second half. And on Monday, Houston led by 12 in the second half, giving the Cougars a 93.9% chance to win.
Wow.
I'm so over this stat.
Oh,
the chance to win.
That stat's a joke.
It's so funny because it changes possession to possession.
A joke.
Yeah. And so they had basically a 94% chance to win, according to ESPN Analytics, and then they didn't.
Well, yeah. And I mean, that is
such a dumb stat.
That stat is the most ridiculous stat out there. You know, here's the thing. It was 42-30. Houston was on top. Florida outscores them the rest of the way, 35-21. Look at a guy like Clayton, who really was not a factor in the first 30 points that they scored. And look at the factor he was during that run. And I think that's one of the common denominators about teams that come from behind. Somebody takes over the game. You know, maybe it's a player that has been shut down for the first 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the game. But when the money's on the table, so to speak, that's when they shine. And that's why I say for 30, 32 minutes, it was just a competitive game. I mean, as competitive as you'll see. Great game. I'm not knocking it. But down the stretch, guys were making plays.
Florida head coach Todd Golden, 39 years old.
Wow. I've just been incredibly blessed. I have an amazing staff. We clearly have the best team in America. And in 3 short years in Gainesville, we got the basketball program back where it belongs, which is raising trophies, playing in Final Fours, and competing for national championships. Super fortunate to be with this group right
Go ahead
here.
and brag on yourself a little bit, Todd. In 3 short years here in Gainesville.
I can remember when they hired him. I'd never heard of him. I can remember Muss talking about what a good young coach he is and how he'll do well at Florida. And now Florida's a place, and I believe this, and I've always believed it. Florida should be good at everything. Florida should contend for the national championship in every sport. I mean, this is the promised land for an 18-year-old. I mean, are you kidding me? It's the promised land. They should be able to get any player that they want, that they really want. I've always thought that. So I'm not diminishing what he's done at all. You don't just show up.
It's been more surprising that only Billy Donovan back-to-back national championships in, 07, 08? Do I have that right? I can't remember exactly. Right. And then last night, that's the only 3 they have. It's been more surprising when they're not good.
That's right.
It's been more surprising when they're not good in football.
And they should be good. And, I'm not taking anything away from Golden because he's done a remarkable job. But I've thought about that over the last, 6-8 months as Florida,
Well, A, he put the talent together.
He did.
And then B, look at the coaches he beat to get to the national championship.
No, you're right. He beat the legends.
Him and his team.
He
beat
some legends.
He beat some guys that are,
Hall of Famers.
Kelvin Sampson's a savant, X and O guy. And he made adjustments in the second half that helped them win the game.
Well, just look what winning the SEC does. Look at the coaches. Look at the Hall of Famers that you finish ahead of just when you win the conference. So he's done a remarkable job.
Remind me, who won the SEC tournament? We talked about this.
We did.
If I'm lying, I'm dying. I couldn't tell you right now. I have.
Florida won it.
Did they win it?
But see, here's the difference. Florida only had to play 3 games. When we were talking about the importance of the tournament, we were talking about winning 5.
But I bet when I asked the question, everybody had to think about it. Like, it's so irrelevant after, as soon as you leave there, it's over. Like, that is not what anybody talks about.
They mentioned it last night.
No,
they mentioned it in passing last night.
It doesn't matter if you win the national championship or you get knocked out in the first round. You don't, nobody cares about the SEC tournament championship except while you're there playing it.
That's right.
And then it's over. It has zero bearing on what your resume is really marked by.
Did they play Auburn?
No, they played Tennessee.
Tennessee, that's right.
That's crazy.
They beat Auburn.
That's crazy. We can't. We can't remember that.
Yeah.
I know. I guess we're old, but I think most people don't.
Well, once the tournament begins, nothing that happened before matters.
But that was our point back then.
And the same people, it's interesting to me, I've gotten numerous texts from friends and such since the season ended. All of them, hey, man, how about that basketball team? How about Cal? Man, what a great year. It's like 6 weeks ago, you were like, what a bust. I can't believe all this money, as if it was theirs.
Speaking of that, Arkansas's odds
I know.
to win the national championship next year. We'll do it when we come back. Right after we get Bart something from Blakeman's. I got to take you in, Bart. You just reminded me of the bet. I forgot all about it.
Watch.
I'm glad you subtly brought it up in passing on the air instead of coming into my office and being like, yeah, so we need to talk about
that watch.
When you're going to take me. But Chuck keeps calling it a watch.
That's what you said earlier.
I don't recall that.
I do.
I do recall saying that you're responsible for half of whatever we get.
I don't recall that part. I do that. That is being made up.
We need to go to the tape.
Yeah.
But actually, I think the promise was I was going to take Bart up and show him around.
Okay.
And get him a latte.
Okay.
And Cafe B. Let him take a picture with Ben.
Maybe I mistook latte for watch. I don't know.
Posted on his Snap story. Yeah. Look, I'm at Blakeman's. Look at his place.
Yeah.
Wow. People are going to think you're out of town. Be like, what are you in, Dallas?
And there's 15 women
New York?
thinking, gosh, I wonder if he's getting something from me. It's like, the answer is no.
Yeah.
No.
He's in Rogers at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
I wonder if he's shopping for
the
me
diamond
today.
Destination.
He told me he was going to give me something nice.
At Blakeman's, it is more than just it's more than jewelry. It's your story, Bart. What is your story? That's what we're going to start doing. I'm going to start taking people to Blakeman's. I'm going to sit them down in that Cafe B, and I'm going to be like, tell me your story.
And that's when they realize that,
well, her name was
story.
Sally.
I have no story.
Yeah, her name was Sally.
Yeah.
That's my story. 7-14 odds for Arkansas to win the Natty next year when we come back on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I mean, I don't know if it's old or just like...
Well, the world's changing. It's like Bart said a little bit ago. When he summed it up with 2 words. I mean, things change.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's simply not a better shopping experience than Macadoodles. Looking for the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits? Macadoodles or Guess Who in Bentonville has you covered. With an unbeatable selection, amazing prices, and service that's unbeatable, they've got everything you need. Whether you're stocking up for a party, updating your bar, or just grabbing your favorites, Roger and the team are always there to help. Make the smart choice. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista at the state line, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
Now is the time to join Hogs Plus, the Netflix for Razorback fans.
Arkansas wins it. Here they come.
Documentaries, exclusive interviews,
people everywhere, and then next thing you know, it's just everybody's packed.
Insider access, and an incredible library of films.
Arkansas leads it by 3.
A membership like no other.
I don't think it gets any better than this.
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps now.
Start your free trial today at hogsplus.com.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, Gutters.com. When is the last time you thought, oh, the SEC's making an announcement today, and it's going to be good for the Hogs?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's not the most common of names. People think it's
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell.
Hey, this is Dr. Cole Johnson at River Valley Smile Center. You hear my partner, Dr. Charles Liggett, at 12:15 on halftime every Monday. Dr. Liggett and I have worked at River Valley Smile Center together for 11 years now. Like the Hogs, we have a great team. Do you have a unique dental procedure, a complex dental problem, or are you just nervous about dental work? Come see me for sedation dentistry, implants, implant-supported dentures, as well as cosmetic dentistry. We are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith at the River Valley Smile Center. Check us out online at rivervalleysmiles.com or call 479-646-0706.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
The Newmeyer family is a mainstay in Fort Smith, and their newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, has so much to offer. Friday night catfish, good. Tuesday nights, kids 10 and under eat free with an adult meal purchase. Don't forget about Whippoorwill for every Hogs game with their massive projection screen. For catering options, call 479-769-2095. Newmeyer's Whippoorwill Restaurant, now a part of the Newmeyer family.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
We don't get out far. And why would we? We've got everything right here in our backyard. We got McDonald's, we got Basil, we got road construction, got a city planner right over in the situation room. We got everything we need.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security Bank's the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. Friendly people, convenient locations, helping us all bank better. Lucky to have them in Arkansas. and certainly appreciate First Security Bank being the official bank of the Chuck and Bo
And it's
Show.
Bo's birthday. I think we mentioned that.
FSBank.com.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
Bank
you
online. First Security Bank, member FDIC. I'd probably go in there and get a lollipop.
See, I'm at the point in life when like a thought pops into my head, it just bursts out of my mouth.
I'm the
Whether
worst.
or not you're reading an
I'm worse than you on
ad
that.
or whatever.
I'm worse than you on that. It happens all the time.
I mean, it's just like out of nowhere.
Just blurt it out. we need to do a segment. We'll do it with Clay on Wednesdays. It'll be just called Blurt It Out. like whatever goes. Just blurt it out. Just say it when it comes to you. Whatever it is.
That's crazy.
Bart was talking in the break about there's only 6 active coaches in the NCAA now that have won a national championship. Do you know who they are? Can you name them all?
Cal.
Yep.
Todd Golden, obviously.
Yep.
Danny Hurley.
Yep.
Bill Self.
Yep. You got 2 left.
I've got one.
Patino.
Yep. And I know who Edward's going to pick. That's the one that's left.
Oh, wow, that's it. Drew.
Yeah, Scott Drew. Yeah.
Drew.
All of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Those are the 6 guys who have won a national championship, active coaches in college basketball. Oh, a little louder on that. Yeah. I should have let you say. Yeah. Did we let you say? Did we let you say Scott Drew? Or did he say it?
No,
Chuck said it.
I stole his glory.
He did it again.
I stole his
It's all
glory.
right. Happy birthday to me, by the way.
Happy birthday to Bo.
Happy birthday to you.
That's so creepy.
It is.
Happy birthday,
But in a good way.
Mr. President. Happy
Oh, my gosh.
birthday to you.
David from Searcy called up and said he wished he could play Marilyn Monroe for me.
That'll be the last time we play.
And then Edward went and found it. And it sounds like a horror movie.
The first time it was funny.
looks
That
like
time
one,
it was a
too.
little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know? Like, whoa, that's kind of weird.
Wow. Just I think some people are still obsessed with Marilyn Monroe, though.
Well, you know. She's Marilyn Monroe.
She sure was. She sure was, or is, or I don't know.
Was.
C.D. Lamb's 26 today, so
You share a birthday with C.D. Lamb.
Bart couldn't find anybody else that I share a birthday with.
I looked at the list.
There's just nothing.
and it was like these are people I have never heard of.
I
like
have-
pop culture people that I know.
Well,
I know,
plus you
like-
were going to be the oldest one, and he would have looked bad on
Yeah,
paper.
that's fair. I know like 20 people who have a birthday the day before mine. Yes, Edward.
We're missing a coach on the list.
Is there 7?
Really?
Tom Izzo.
Wow. Okay.
YouTube commenters informed us.
That's why we have. That's why. Listen,
All the way
Chuck-
back in 2000.
When Chuck and I started the show, he said we want to deal with smart people, smarter than us, and it's going to take a while for them to show up because they've been dumbed down, but they'll show up. And then here they are.
That's where Bart and Edward come in.
They're helping us out. They're helping us out. All right, Bart.
Yeah.
Situation room. Chevy of Fayetteville Situation Room. What are the odds? We're going national odds to win the national championship.
That's right. Duke, the 10-1 favorite.
I'm writing them
as
down.
of right now. They've got another
course
really
they are.
solid.
How do we even
recruiting
do
class.
this? Because we don't
Carlos
know who.
Boozer's kids are coming in.
So we know enough of their roster. We don't know all of their roster.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Houston 12-1.
Carlos Boozer's kids are coming in.
Yeah.
Houston's right back in the mix. All right.
UConn 14-1.
Oh gosh, Dan Hurley.
BYU
14-1.
16-1.
Big NIL budget.
BYU.
Yeah,
Big
they got the
NIL
number one
budget.
player in the country going there.
A lot of money.
Purdue.
I just wanted to say I had BYU at my house yesterday recruiting me.
Really?
Did you?
Well, I mean, it was Mormons were knocking on my door.
Oh, boy.
I thought it was BYU. I was like, you want Ty? He's not here right now. He's a senior. You want to put him on scholarship? Continue.
If you'd like to throw your money away, Purdue is 18-1. And then the sixth choice.
If you would like to throw your money away, Bart loves Matt Painter the same as he loves Doug Shows. Like if you gave
What's your
Bart-
problem with Matt Painter?
It's like Rick Barnes in the NCAA tournament.
Rick
man.
Barnes is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I know, but
Matt
it's just
Painter was in the national championship last year.
Yeah,
listen,
good for him.
listen,
with a 7'10" guy.
if you gave Bart Chuck, let's say Purdue's a 12-point favorite in the Elite Eight, 12 points, and
He's
you
going
gave
the other
and
way.
you gave Bart 100-1 odds to take Purdue to win the game just on the money line, and you gave him the opposite odds, 100-1, he'd be like, nope, I'll take the other team.
Give me the other team plus 12. Thanks.
What if Purdue's playing and Doug Shows is calling the game? What do you do? I mean, do you explode? Does your head explode?
If Doug Shows was calling a Tennessee-Purdue national championship game, I think my head would explode.
All right, carry on. I interrupted.
And then there are 3 teams tied for the 6th best odds to win the title.
Okay.
Kansas, Kentucky, and the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Oh, my gosh.
20-1.
This Kentucky debate's going to continue from now until the end of time.
Sure is. Gotta love it.
Texas Tech, 22-1.
Yep. Louisville also 22-1.
The defending national champions,
25
a mere
to
20.
1.
Arkansas has better odds than the team that won the game last night.
How about this? Better odds than the best teams in the league this year. Auburn, Alabama, Florida.
Alabama, yep.
Like what gives Arkansas 20-1 odds?
I saw somebody's bracketology
We don't even know their roster.
yesterday, not Lenardi's,
freshmen
but
they have coming in
somebody's
are pretty good.
that had them as a 2-seed. Had them as a 2-seed in their way too early, bracket for next year.
ESPN has them number 7 in their way too early top 25.
Wow.
Don't even know the full roster, but number 7.
Isn't that incredible?
Look, the freshmen that Cal has coming in are really, really good. And the returning players that we know of right now are guys who you feel really confident in their abilities and the type of player they can turn into. And then you still don't know what Cal is going to add in the portal or, there are still high school recruits out there.
Indianapolis, baby, next year.
Book your trip today.
St. Elmo's, is that the
St. Elmo's
Steakhouse?
That's a great
restaurant.
stadium. Lucas Oil Stadium. Great stadium.
Yeah.
I liked Indianapolis when
St.
we were
Elmo's
there.
is where I want to be.
Yeah, St. Elmo's was a
Indy's
good spot.
fun. I
Make
like
your
it.
reservations now.
Get the shrimp cocktail.
The shrimp cocktail, I heard, is
It's the world's best.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go there. I might just, I might on a whim one day just go.
I didn't get to go when I was.
Who wants to go to Indianapolis? Let's go preview the site of
It was
next year's
cold.
Final Four.
That was my only complaint. Was it was cold.
Yeah,
if you
that
could do
is
something about that,
Yeah.
maybe unseasonably warm in March, that'd be great.
Yeah. I would like to see that, transpire.
Really, the
But
goal for Arkansas should be to get to Oklahoma City or St. Louis. Those are two first
Those
round
the early
sites.
round sites.
Those are
we
two
talking
St.
about this
Louis?
right now?
Really?
We're really talking about this right now.
We're going to break down next year's bracket now.
We
Why
got the
not?
path. The road to the Final
Why
Four
not?
starts now.
Sure.
Tuesday after last night's game.
Look, when you're way too early top 10 and you have the 6th best odds to win the title next year, hell yeah, let's talk about
I
it.
think they're two big guys away from
Agreed.
like 6'9", 6'10", like bangers.
Agreed.
Like
Guys who
that
can play now.
rebound, score.
That to me was what separated Florida as the season went on. Skilled big men. Did you see the way those big men ran the floor last night?
Yeah, and they can bang.
And they can, yes, they can bang. These are guys, they can go and duck with their left hand. I mean, these are guys that, these are athletic, skilled players,
and they're
ball
not
skills.
they're not out of position when they're out there
No, you're
guarding
right.
on the 3-point line.
You're right.
They're all over the floor.
I think you got to have, and you look at Cal's great teams at Kentucky. They had dominant big men. Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Cauley-Stein. I'm not going to go down the list because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But both those guys were dominant players on his best teams.
You know what I'm going to do after the show,
What?
Chuck?
What?
I'm going to go get my car washed.
Really?
I'm going to go over to Splash.
Okay. Right next door?
Yeah.
Just going to
On
drive through?
Our new neighbor. If you care about doing business locally, Splash Car Wash is just that. Good people, Arkansas people, locally owned, an Arkansas business serving Arkansans since 1989. You can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. Splash Arkansas. Text that to 22322. What's the number, Bart?
22322. 2-2.
And what do you text to that number?
Splash, Arkansas.
All one word. Splash Ark. Get a free car wash
No
today.
space.
729. No, it's one word. On the Chuck
I
and
pay
Bo.
attention to what you say.
Good morning. Somebody needs to. I mean, it's nice. Thank you. That's why I'm always looking at you and not looking at Chuck during the show.
Because I'm looking away.
Because he's not looking at me. 729. Good morning.
Do you think Kim Mulkey could operate a jackhammer?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
At the Stonebreaker Hotel, we believe in the art of gathering, whether over a thoughtfully prepared meal or a quiet moment on Markham Hill. Start your day with breakfast classics from the all-day menu, served from 7:30 to 1. Savor shareable bites from the bar and lounge menu until 10. And let the dinner menu from 5 to 9 bring familiar flavors with a fresh twist. And for a weekend well spent, how about brunch? Rooted in connection, designed for comfort. Learn more at stonebreakerhotel.com.
Yeah, does Chuck sleep that much? Because it just sometimes.
He's old, so when you get old, you don't really sleep as much.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Quick 7-inch southpaw from Memphis, Tennessee, number 10, Todd Day. And Day with a steal of the game. Hello! Thornhill, they love him. He's a Thornhill beauty. What a slam dunk by the freshman out of Memphis.
All right, Todd, what do you think of the intro? Is that legendary enough for you?
It was great. Yeah, it was legendary.
Don't miss a Morning Rush, only on ESPN 95.3.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's a tough time. Injured, and it was not your fault. Hurts in the pocketbook, too. Who do you turn to? Don't call a lawyer and find they're out of state or talk with someone at a call center. Call us at the Brad Hendricks Law Firm and talk to a real Arkansas lawyer directly. And remember, the only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. We'll work hard for you. Have for over 30 years. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
April showers bring May flowers, which brings, June heat. Remember the June heat with the air you can wear? Mike Blaylock with Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning. We offer the highest efficiency home comfort system on the market today with the York Affinity Series. So for all your high efficiency heating and cooling needs, plumbing and drain cleaning, get a red truck rolling your way today. That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning in York. Give us a call at 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hey, this is Dr. Charlie Liggett at River Valley Smile Center. You may know me as your local dentist, but I'm a giant Hogs, Dolphins, and college baseball fan as well. Listen to me, Phil, and Matt talk about our 3 ups and downs for the weekend every Monday on halftime at 12:15. At River Valley Smile Center, we're a comprehensive dental facility that offers children's dentistry, dental implants, sedation, whitening, and much, much more. Dr. Cole Johnson, Dr. Hannah Cabe, and myself are located at 8309 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. River Valley Smile Center. When you come here, you become family.
It's not just the flavors that keep you coming back to the House of Webster. It's a tradition. For over 90 years, our family-owned company has been making jams, jellies, salsas, barbecue sauce, and many more treats that make your meals come to life. From the first jar to the last spoonful, you'll taste the quality in every bite. Please visit our gift shop located at 1013 North 2nd Street, downtown Rogers. We want you to sample the great taste of life. Visit us at houseofwebster.com. House of Webster. See you soon.
Delicious jams and jellies.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
On my bucket list is to be around a campfire with Chuck when he's got a couple in him, and I want to hear the stories.
I know anything I would say would be fodder for this show,
Absolutely.
and I would be made fun of.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
What do you think of those odds for Arkansas?
I like
6th
'em.
best in the country to win the national championship.
It is amazing how, as soon as the season ends, we do this in football too. I mean, the very next day, what are the odds for next year? Well, you don't even know who's going to be on
Well,
the team.
here's what it tells me. Arkansas is a player in college
No
basketball.
doubt. That NIL money, John Calipari makes him a player.
The 0-5 start kind of took it away or made people forget about it, but now we're back to, I think, what's more realistic. I don't see that happening moving forward. That was sort of a unicorn first act for Calipari, and then he got it turned around, and they went on to the Sweet 16 and was right there to go to the Elite Eight. And that didn't happen. But again, I think, and look, NCAA tournament, how far you go. I'm not saying that's the worst year they'll ever have in the NCAA tournament, because as we know, the tournament, in a one-game situation, anything can happen, and it's hard to predict that. But I think year in and year out, while Cal is here, Arkansas is going to be a top 15, top 10 kind of program. And that's the way they're going to recruit like that. And every year that's going to be the expectation going in.
I think that's fair. I think that's accurate. I think that is the way people view it. And I'm not surprised by any of this.
Just to put this in perspective, so the Razorback baseball team currently plus 440, so almost 4.5 to 1 to win the national title, to win the College World Series. They're the second choice behind Tennessee. As we mentioned, the basketball team 20 to 1 to win the title next year. That's the 6th best odds. The football team 250 to 1 to win the national title next year. So
and not surprising there either.
No. But my point is that, like, you've got it really good right now with baseball and basketball and where those programs are, and that's something to be celebrated because it's hard to win national championships. Just look at football. Just look at every team in college football who's not one of like the big 4, 5, 6 teams.
I mean, we act like, I hear people say, oh, it's terrible being a Razorback fan, or it's just disappointment after disappointment. Guys, we've been to 4 Sweet 16s in the last 5 years. We're in the hunt for the college baseball national championship every single season. Let's not act like we've not had great moments in football. We've rushed the field. We rushed the field last year, rushed the field after beating Texas. Have they won the national championship? Well, not in a long, long time. But the idea that, the world just it just treats us so badly. We get every bad break. That's not true. That's not true. And I'll say what I've said before. Every fan base that doesn't win the national title thinks that, they just have heartbreak after heartbreak. But we've got it pretty good around here.
Baseball currently ranked number 1 unanimously of all the 637 polls that exist for college baseball. Apparently, they're number 1 in every one of them. They're the consensus number 1. We'll talk about that coming up. I want to get to some comments Van Horn made about being ranked number 1 and also about the offense. And Matt Jones wrote a piece at WholeHogSports.com today about the offense, and they're like statistically ranked among the nation's best in so many categories. And Van Horn had some comments for people who don't like or who didn't like Nate Thompson
as the hitting coach. A lot of heat for Nate Thompson last year. All that's coming up, but I got to get to this text. All right? You ready?
Yep.
This is – Chuck brought it up a second ago about anytime somebody loses a lead, fans in some cases will call it choking. You choked. Like, what is choking? Hold that. But what is choking? Here's the text. How can being up 16 with 10 minutes left and losing be anything but blowing a lead or choking? Missing free throws, letting the shot clock expire without getting a shot, failing to get loose balls, multiple unforced turnovers. If that's not choking, what is? Okay, first of all, multiple unforced turnovers. Like, unforced turnovers, to me, an unforced turnover is when you're dribbling the ball and nobody's around you and it goes off your foot. Any other time that there's a turnover and you're being guarded, it's not, we call them unforced, they're not unforced. Here's my response to this text. How did one team get up 16 points? First of all, nobody was up 16 last night, right? It was 12 the
12, I believe.
Yeah.
12
but how did whatever the number is, how did one team get there? So, are you telling me the other team was choking the whole time and now they just reversed roles? So how did the team get down 12? How did Florida get down 12? So why is it one team can play a certain way for part of the game, and it's okay at that point, but it's choking if a team then starts to play well, the other team gets overwhelmed by it? That's choking? The same team that wasn't playing well earlier is now playing well, and so you're choking if you're on the opposite side.
I think it's hard to really label something choking in a team sport, especially too. Right? Because there are so many different variables at play. There are 10 guys on the court, 5 guys on your team.
I hate the term in general. I just do, because to
it makes more sense if somebody is has a 5-shot lead with 2 holes to play in the Masters.
What's choking?
And blows it.
Choking's a harsh term. Now, I do think the pressure of the moment comes into play in virtually every big game that we watch.
You're an 85% foul shooter, and you brick 2.
That's right. That's the pressure of the moment. Choking's a harsh term right there. I know a lot of people use it. I'm kind of like you. I've never liked it. I don't think Houston choked last night. I thought Florida came back and won.
I agree.
Basketball's a game of runs. Now, look, if you're playing a football game and you're up 17 in the fourth quarter and you start sitting on the lead, you didn't choke it away, but you probably didn't manage the game that well. Basketball, it's a whole different animal. And momentum inside a building in a sport like basketball, it can build and it can snowball and it becomes unstoppable. No, I don't think Houston choked. I don't think Arkansas choked in their game with Texas Tech. And nor do I think Texas Tech choked in their next game when they lost to, Duke? Somebody came back and beat them there at the end. I don't think those are choke jobs. I think the better team came back and won. And you see that happen a lot in sports. And that's my take on last night. I don't think it was a choke job.
Anytime you're being defended or played against, you have to factor that in. And we don't. You
got to give the team that won some credit.
We don't do that. We don't do that.
I think we do when we view it objectively, but when we view it with our team,
that's right.
They either blow the lead, they choke. There's no way we should have lost that game. How did we lose that
also
game?
Also being the one we bet on.
Well, maybe so. Maybe so.
But
maybe
when it's the team you're rooting for, when
your heart's in it,
you don't. Most of the time, you don't think the other team choked. I mean, there are scenarios where somebody just completely falls apart. And they're overwhelmed and they're playing completely different than they otherwise would, and they're just, they've, as Chuck said, Walter Clayton Jr. early in the game lost his mind. When that happens
was my text.
At the end of the game, I get that. What did you say? Well, Edward texted last night. What did you text about the jump and the travel? Like what is he doing or something like that? And Chuck, is that what you texted?
I just said number 21 on Houston on those last two possessions was brutal.
And Chuck said,
got excited.
He got excited.
That's what happened. That's what happened. He lost his mind.
That is what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
we
think
we always got to label something like they choked.
Choking is what Jean Van de Velde did on the 18th hole of the British Open.
Okay,
back then.
Thanks.
Like that's what choking
That's what
is.
pressure will do to you.
That's like making all the wrong decisions in the critical moments, which is what he did.
Pressure did all that.
And you know the results were the results.
Hey,
Like
it's easy to say what you would have done when you're in the comfort of your own home.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, how would you do with a lead going to the final hole of a major?
I probably wouldn't hit driver off the tee.
I wouldn't be.
Well, you still would have made what he
I wouldn't be
did.
at the top of the leaderboard with one hole left.
Yeah, like somebody went back and played the hole some other time and with a 7-iron.
No, somebody did with a putter.
Right.
And made the same score.
Great. Do that on the final hole in the major.
Right. No, for sure.
Whatever.
But I think it's a combination of like poor decision making brought on by the moment and then poor execution. That's what choking is.
Well, if you're going to apply that logic.
And that's not what Houston did last night, by the way.
I mean, didn't Arkansas have a
point.
lead? Texter just pointed out, good point. Arkansas had a big lead a lead on Florida earlier this year. Does that mean they choked that game away?
No.
Of course not.
No.
It means the team that would eventually win it all came back and won the game.
When you're sitting around having these conversations at your local watering hole, you can do it with a flight by Yingling.
Yes,
you can say, hey, raise the bar. Don't choke. Don't choke. Raise the bar. And you can have a 16-ounce resealable aluminum bottle to take with you wherever you go. Vacation, the lake, a summer picnic. You should host a birthday party. Flight by Yingling. So the next generation of light beer tastes like Yingling, but it's only 95 calories. Enjoy it today. Raise the bar with the next generation of light beer. Flight by Yingling. 7:45. We'll hear from Dave Van Horn when we come back. Chuck and Bo Show. We're a little bit over our head here, but we're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You know the sound, you know the place, and you know the time of year that means live racing at Oaklawn is coming. If your Oaklawn is playing favorites, letting it ride on long shots, or just soaking up the vibes of race day, it's time to make your plans and discover your Oaklawn. Live racing starts Friday, December 6th. Reserve seats, rooms in our hotel, or a spot in your favorite Oaklawn restaurant at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Pascal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPascal.com today to schedule your service. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go. So I spent yesterday, you mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Doctors, nurses, and other medical professionals are just people. They've got their lives and families same as you and me. But what happens when big hospitals and insurance companies ask too much of them and make them work too many hours without enough help? You can only stretch something so far before it breaks and people get hurt or even die. That's where I come in. If the healthcare system in our area has hurt you or someone you love, call me. Together, let's make them do healthcare better. I'm Phil Votaw, and you've never met a lawyer like me.
Attention business owners, are you overpaying for your website, dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Hey, Todd Richardson here at First Financial Mortgage. My mortgage lender, Ethan Adamson. Ethan, congratulations, over 300 five-star reviews.
Yeah, Todd, we pride ourselves on delivering a five-star service during the entire mortgage process.
What sets you apart from everyone else?
I think communication, how quickly we work, we get you closed on time or early. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5, ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I've done everything there is to do on the air. I've spun records at bars. I know how to make dry ice go out over the dance floor while you're playing a song, watch the kids go crazy. I know how to do all that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If that's not a testament to a life well lived, I don't know what is.
I want to see that.
Hey, I could do it, man. I could do it back in the day. I could do it now. I was.
Did you have your hat on backwards?
No, that was not the thing back then.
Yeah, well,
that was.
Too bad. Did you have a jersey on with no T-shirt underneath it?
I was a dork.
Guns hanging out.
I'm certain of that. I'm certain I looked very dorky. Hey, we got a text about the goaltending call or the lack of a goaltending call, basket interference in the first half. That's the reason they call it. Once you let the play go through and you don't call goaltending or basket interference, you can't go back in the timeout.
It's like a fumble.
Right. It's like a fumble in football. That's why they tell the officials in football, call the fumble, call it a fumble, we'll sort it out on replay. In basketball, the general rule has been, and it's kind of, it's developed as we've gone through the years, call the goaltend, and then we can go back during the timeout and take a look and see if it was or not. I don't like the taking points off the board thing during the next timeout. I don't care for that. I think you need to make the call or not make the call. That's just my opinion. But that's the reason they didn't call it last night. They didn't call it live, and so they couldn't go back and review it.
And that's the answers that we give. When you ask Chuck anything, Chuck gives you anything.
Well, and it's not always right, but it's I say it with conviction.
Yeah. Well, it feels right.
That's right.
That's exactly right. Speaking of right, Arkansas is number one in the country, unanimous. Unanimous number one, Arkansas baseball. Dave Van Horn was asked about it. Here are his thoughts at the Swatters Club yesterday on being ranked number one in the country.
means that there's nowhere to go but backwards. It's really about it. I've never talked to the team this year about a ranking, not one time where we were, where we are in the standings. I haven't said one thing. I just tell them every day, just stay humble, keep working. It'll all end up what you're looking to do, whether that's individually or as a team. But I think the rankings it's good for the fans. It's good for college baseball. It's good for internet, what talk, and, fun banter, whatever. It's nice. It's respect for your program. So I appreciate that, but I'm not all about it.
He also said that he didn't like it because Arkansas State's going to be on their way here to play us tomorrow, and they're going to talk about beating the number one team in the country the whole way here.
That's true.
And everybody's coming for us now.
That's true. And, that's part of it. And but it's better to be number one than the team talking about trying to beat number one.
I will say that I've always felt better about Arkansas's runs in the NCAA tournament and to the College World Series when they weren't there. It's just so tough being there. However, having said that, they've been there enough now where that's just to be expected. They're just a top 5 team every year.
He's been there. And
right, the players change.
Yeah, and here's the way I view rankings in baseball. It's not that they don't mean anything. They do mean something. But they're a means that allow you to get a good seed when the NCAA tournament rolls around. And baseball has become just like basketball. And then what we remember is what happens in June. As when your team's in the hunt every year, as ours is, we remember what happens at the end. Just like in basketball, you remember what happens in March. That's the power of the tournament.
Taxes are hard. Filing with H&R Block is easy. April 15th's coming. It's not too late to get yours done. If you're running behind, just run into H&R Block. Walk in or make an appointment. You'll find one around the corner. They're going to help you file with 100% accuracy and get your max refund guaranteed. 70 years of tax prep, expertise, going to work for you at H&R Block. Van Horn also talked about the offensive prowess of this team.
They can score now.
And had a few comments for those who had not so nice things to say about hitting Coach Nate Thompson last year. We'll get to those coming up, almost 8 o'clock.
Did you know Chevy of Fayetteville is the #1 volume dealer in Northwest Arkansas? That means nobody sells more cars, trucks, or SUVs than Chevy of Fayetteville. They've been a part of our community for over 25 years. They're supporters of our local schools and the Razorbacks. And they're the best after the sale. An award-winning service and parts department, a waiting area, complimentary loaners. So go see Chris Mark in Denver and the team at Chevy of Fayetteville, inside the Fayetteville Auto Park.
Guys, regardless of our age, feeling good is something we all want. That's what the Sweat No Edge is all about. It's where health, confidence, and peak performance come together. We all face challenges like low energy, hair loss, who's looking at me, stubborn weight, and skin health. The good news is we can do something about it. Get your free evaluation today and see where you are. Chuck and I have both done it and are better off for it. Log on to sweatnomcosmetic.com and click on the Sweat No Edge.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
There's no better shopping experience than you're going to find at Macadoodles or at Guess Who in Bentonville. And every Wednesday is Wine Down Wednesday. 15% off every bottle of wine in the store, even if it's already on sale. But when it comes to selection, amazing prices and unbeatable customer service, Macadoodles and Guess Who in Bentonville is second to none. Wine, beer, and spirits. Stock up for your next party or just stop by and grab your favorite. Macadoodles, just north of Bella Vista, and Guess Who in Bentonville.
You know, I want Texas to lose. Yeah, I want them to rot in hell.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
If you only have a 401k, you're not getting the most for retirement.
Wait, what?
Add a Robinhood IRA on top, then they'll boost it by 3%.
You can do that?
And if you transfer in any retirement account, you get 3% on top of that.
Is there a limit to the match?
No limit. Robinhood Gold gets you the biggest contribution match of any IRA on the market. Sign up for Robinhood Gold at Robinhood.com/boost by April 30th. Subscription fees apply.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires gold for 1 year from first match. Must keep IRA for 5 years. Match on transfers subject to additional terms and conditions. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, lots of sunshine. Our high temperatures this afternoon will be in the low to mid 60s. Clear skies tonight. Overnight low in the low to mid 40s. Wednesday, sunshine. Our high will be in the low 70s. And more sunshine back with us on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be a smart aleck like that.
Attention business owners, are you overpaying for your website, dropping thousands up front and shelling out more than $95 a month? Stop the madness! With Modular Orange, you get a custom-built, fully managed website for just $95 a month. No hidden fees, no headaches. They write it, build it, launch it, update it, and secure it so you can focus on your business. Ditch the overpriced hassle and go simple. Visit modularorange.com today. That's modularorange.com.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
Hey, Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Ethan, you guys have a massive event coming up May 2nd and May the 3rd.
We will have the Kawasaki Good Times demo truck here for Kawasaki demo rides, games, and prizes. Rollin' Smoke Barbecue food truck will also be here, and on that Friday, Ruskin and Zach will report live from the event. That is the Steel Horse Rally weekend. See our Facebook page for all the details and updates.
That's Wheeler Power Sports, 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
I've been up since 4. That's 2 hours, 2.5 hours ago. I had lunch already and a smoke break.
Took his 15-minute break.
Let me just tell you right now,
5:30.
this show doesn't wake up slowly most days. We come in hot. Some people sandbag the 6 o'clock hour. You know, they kind of find their footing. Chuck walks in with a cup of coffee in his hand at 5:51, and he walks up to me and he goes, "What do you want to talk about?"
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I would resist the urge to drink this morning.
Stop. I'm done.
You said a lot of good things there.
Well, I don't know if I said one good thing.
I met a guy last night. Love y'all to death, Jeff.
You mind if I share?
I'm looking forward to
The show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm in my Sunday school, and first thing he says when we hop in the car, he says, "Let's turn on the Chuck and Bo Show."
It's too early for this kind of conversation. I'm still happy.
Here are your hosts, Chuck Barrett and Bo Mattingly.
Organic's the word you always use. You know, when you're flying by the seat of your pants and something happens, Bo will go, "Oh, it's
Like
organic. It's organic."
When you
It's
plan
great.
your fishing trip here
Yeah,
on the air.
Oh,
like,
by the way,
guys,
by the way, I'm still going on that later in the week. But yeah, that's. I like organic. I like that word.
Mm-hmm.
It makes flying by the seat of our pants sound a lot better.
Yeah.
And so I'm all in on that.
Yeah.
I like the choice of words.
Well, it's not contrived. It's not for. It's just it happens.
It's organic.
Like we are. It's organic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out we'll figure it out when we get there.
It's like Bart's milk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Bart's vegetables or anything else in his home.
You ever gone over to like a neighbor's house? Like you need some milk, you're cooking, and all they have is organic stuff.
You have organic food in your house, don't you?
Some.
Yeah, but like you're trying to make something special, and you're like, I just need a cup of milk. I can't believe I'm out. You go next
Out
door,
of
and they're
oat
like,
milk.
all we have is like organic.
Well, that's right
Well,
up Bart's alley.
Like 2% milk can be organic. You realize that, right?
Not really. I don't know. I don't know. People make it sound weird.
Like whole milk can be organic
Have you ever felt normal while in Whole Foods?
all the time.
You feel normal.
Why wouldn't you?
Oh, I don't know.
It's a grocery store.
I just feel like I feel like I've walked into like a cult or something.
feel out of
Like,
place.
I feel like it's just everything's just different in there.
What do you mean? Whole Foods is great.
I like Whole Foods too. I'm just saying it feels different when you're in there.
You feel better
There's a
about
different
yourself.
crowd.
Do you feel healthier when you're in there?
I feel the same when
Do
I'm
you?
in there.
All right.
It's a grocery store.
Okay.
Oh, you telling me it feels like going to Walmart Supercenter? It feels like
No, it
going
feels
to the
like
neighborhood
going to a
market?
grocery
It
store.
feels like going to Harps. It feels the same. Whole Foods feels the same as going to Harps or McDonald's.
How's it supposed to feel?
Because when you walk in there, it's like Chuck said, you like get out of your car and you kind of like, I'm healthy. You can't tell me it's not different.
It's true.
Have you ever been to Trader
It's completely
Joe's?
different. And that's different too.
Chuck, have you been to
Trader Joe's is a different experience.
I've never been to a
I will
Trader
say
Joe's. No, I've never been.
It's a different experience.
It's like going to Buc-ee's.
It's a great experience.
I've been to Buc-ee's. Yeah, Buc-ee's a little more my
Cheap
speed.
groceries.
How about Buc-ee's? Do you feel like the same when you walk into, Casey's or Come and Go?
No, Buc-ee's is almost a religious experience.
Right, that's what Whole Foods is for some people. I can't believe you're not going with this. That tells me a little bit about it.
I go to Whole Foods very regularly.
Bart
like,
views that
that's-
as normal behavior.
Yeah.
Just normal behavior. Bougie crowd.
But Bart has, there are some elements of Bart that
Here
we can't relate to. You know what they are? They're not organic.
Yeah,
for
that's
you and
right.
I.
That's right.
Travis in Austin, Texas. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Speaking of organic, who would have thought 25 years ago, Bo, when you and I were on stage at Club West on 50 Cent Rum and Coke night, singing Wonderwall, probably one of the top 25 low moments of our lives, that we would both be here today. Just want to wish you a happy birthday, bud. We made it, and love the show.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's awesome.
I'm glad you made it too. Here we are.
Hey, when I hit 50, there was a lot of money
Did you say
changing hands in
Wonderwall?
my family. People.
Oasis?
With the bet that you'd never make it. So
Yeah.
you've made it further than some.
Yeah. Anytime somebody mentions Club West, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Does this
Well,
invoke
as
any
you should.
memories?
Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you.
It's very fair.
That was a long time ago, and drinks were $1.
But
Does this
anybody
take you
who's
back?
ever
Anyway, here's Wonderwall.
All right.
No, I don't know if you got the song right.
Today is gonna be
Yeah.
the day that they're gonna throw it back to you.
I've never done that in karaoke, but I have heard it. I did Kid Rock one time. I did Trading Places way back when I was in local news. Did for Sweeps month, Chuck. Remember Sweeps month?
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember.
Yeah. So one of them, I traded places with 4 different people in like a profession, like a farmer, a dental hygienist. One of them was a band. Hygienist. Sorry. I mean, that's fine. Listen, you make me better.
No.
You make me better.
I was thinking penal. I just had a flashback there.
Yeah.
That's all.
Hygiene. You hygiene?
I'm just giving you a hard time, man. I'm
sorry. I traded with like a lead singer in a band.
Really?
He came in and did the sports, and I went and sang.
Wow.
I think we were equally as poor at the other person's job.
That's awesome.
Which was, I think, the point of the whole thing. I mentioned Dave Van Horn yesterday taking his well-earned shot back at the people that said Nate Thompson couldn't coach. Remember that last year? All the people talking about Nate Thompson and not being a good hitting coach and all that stuff.
Oh, they've been doing it a while.
They started doing it this year, and when they were in Arlington.
Every time they score 1 or 2 runs, it starts. And then when they score 8 or 9, nobody says anything.
And then, I looked it up, and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the team that won the World Series, scored 2 or fewer runs in over half their games down the stretch last year.
You just score more than the other guys.
Chuck, tell me what OPS is, by the way, before I read these stats and we hear from Van Horn. What's OPS? Do you know what that stands for?
On base percentage plus slugging.
Okay.
Yeah.
OPS?
Yeah. On base percentage plus slugging.
Okay. Well, then we got to explain what slugging is.
Well,
hit ball hard, score lots of runs.
I mean, you can sit here and talk about deep.
That's what I thought. So I was right to just ignore that one.
Yes.
Yeah. They're number 1 in the country in that category.
Yes.
They're basically hitting a lot of home runs, doubles, extra bases.
Don't devour yourself with numbers.
Yeah, I've always struggled with that one. How about their line drive rate? You want that?
Yeah.
That's number 1 in the country at 26.6%. Scoring 3rd in the country, over 10 runs a game. On-base percentage, 4th in the country, 450. Batting average, 335, 4th in the country. Home runs, 72. 72 home runs for this team, 5th in the country. These compiled by Matt Jones at Whole Hog Sports wrote about that today.
You know, one of the things that I noticed when I watch them this year, as opposed to last year, the year prior to that, they put pressure on the defense in a variety of ways. Look at what happened over the weekend against Missouri. And I know Missouri's not the best example, but there are other opponents out there that have been better than Missouri. This team bunts. This team can run. They're athletic. Sometimes you can hit a lot of home runs as a team, but that's the only pressure that you put on the defense is the guy going to hit a home run? But this team puts pressure on the pitcher, on the third baseman, everybody in the infield. They do not flail away at the plate. They don't try to hit a 3-run homer with nobody on base. And you see teams that do that. That's the thing that I like about this offense right now is they can beat you in a variety of ways, and they can put pressure on you in a variety of ways. And if you make a bad pitch, they're going to hit it out of the ballpark too. That's what I see right now with this offense. It's complete, and I think teams are going to have a hard time slowing them down.
You know, our offense is pretty special if you haven't figured it out yet. I'll just say that. And by the way, our hitting coach, he's pretty good, for those of you that didn't know that. So, overall, SEC, we're leading the SEC by about 30 points in hitting. And in just SEC games, we're first. We're hitting 361 as a team in SEC games. The next closest team is 299. Don't be sending me any more texts about getting a new hitting coach, all right? That's all I got. Had to say it. I'm done. And anyway.
I love that.
Get him, Dave.
I love that.
Not that these guys ever hear the criticism. I don't pay any attention
Well,
to what people say.
their wives keep them up to date.
But go back to what we were just talking about. Part of the reason your batting average is high, and part of the reason that you're getting good pitches to hit is because you got guys on base. Pitchers don't have any place to put them. They got to throw a strike. They got to throw it down the pipe. And that's when you can tee off on people. When you work the count, get guys on base, you got a guy over at first or a guy at second that maybe you got to cheat the outfield in a step because he's fast and he can score on a ball in front of him. and as a result, a ball gets hit over their head. All those little things factor in to a good offense in baseball. And I think Arkansas has got an abundance of ways that they can attack. And they can make a pitcher throw pitches he might not normally throw.
I saw there was another story at Whole Hog Sports today with more quotes from Van Horn about this whole thing. And they had quotes from Matt Hobbs as well on Nate Thompson. Remember, they moved him into the dugout this year and put Bobby Werniss at third. I think that's impacted them as well.
Maybe.
But, you have, and Hobbs was explaining, like, I can sit there and talk to one of my pitchers in between innings and have conversations, but I only get 25 seconds when I go out to the mound. If Thompson wanted to tell some batter something, he's got 20 seconds to run down from third base and then run back. He can be processing things in the dugout with the way a guy's pitching, throughout an inning in real time. The idea that Nate Thompson was ever not good, to say that, then you have to say that Dave Van Horn doesn't know what he's doing. You can't do both things. You can't say, oh, he's a great head coach, and then this guy's not any good, because he wouldn't be here if he wasn't any good. Hitting's hard. Like, it's the hardest thing in sports. Like,
you're successful if you're really successful if you get a hit 3 out of 10 times. Think about that.
Yeah, I mean, we that's what we always say when we have this conversation, because it's true, and like that gets you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, in spite of all that, this year's team, like this lineup, just seems different.
Oh yeah.
I think we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but their approach is just. That's what I give this. That's why I give this team a great chance. And I think all the things we've talked about when we talk about baseball today, Chuck, when we've talked about it, Van Horn has been here so many times now. Just the attitude and the culture and the feel when you go into that place is just unique. It's just different. There's a confidence, but there's an approach to every day that to me is winning baseball.
It's always been that way with Dave. And I really think when they win a national championship, and I still believe they will under Dave, I don't believe it's going to be because their approach has changed. I don't believe it's going to be because they're doing something unique in terms of the way they prepare for games. I think it's, coaching has a lot to do with it, but players have the most to do with it. And when I look at this team right now, I think they've got better players. And that's a big part of the reason they're doing so well.
Got to hit a break. 8:15. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. DJ Chuck.
I did that for a while.
DJ Chuck. Well, I'm talking about like at a club.
You're assuming I've not done that.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
The doors are open, and it's a new era of elegance. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry has unveiled its stunningly redesigned 8,500 square foot showroom for an unmatched luxury experience. There's breathtaking jewelry, of course, expert service, and private viewing rooms designed for comfort. And they've got an in-house cafe with handcrafted coffee to go along with a special coffee table book celebrating Arkansas's heritage. Because it's more than jewelry. It's your story at Blakeman's Fine Jewelry.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking good. Splash Car Wash just became our new neighbors here in Fayetteville. They're a locally owned Arkansas business, and they've been serving the state since 1989. They're good folks, and you can get a free car wash by texting Splash Arkansas to 22322. That's Splash Arkansas to 22322.
Ready or not, it is tax season. But luckily, H&R Block is here. Whether you need expert help with your taxes or simply have a question or two, your neighborhood H&R Block is here for you. Taxes are hard, but filing with H&R Block is easy. Walk in or make an appointment and get 100% accuracy and your max refund guaranteed. Put 70 years of tax expertise to work for you. Get those taxes squared away today at H&R Block.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Part has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Part, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
There's nothing we enjoy saying more than I told you so.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I actually found this thing on my phone that, you go in and it allows you to cancel all your subscriptions to all the stupid things you've subscribed to.
Was it liberating?
I improved my monthly budget by leaps and bounds.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Brandon Marcello's coming up, national college sports writer, CBS and 247.
We've not pointed out in at least 45 minutes how we beat Bart in his bracket. Chomp, chomp, baby.
Yeah.
Chomp, chomp.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Na.
Go Gators.
Na. Sorry,
it was a perfectly profitable March for me, so I'm happy.
We should point out as well that had Houston won, Edward would have
he would have jumped
won the bracket
spots.
But Houston did not win the game, so therefore Edward did not pass us.
I think I would have jumped a lot more than 100.
Well,
I finished 193rd.
His lovely bride Hannah pummeled him.
Yeah.
Pummeled Bart. Right. Pummeled us.
34th.
Your wife beat you by 160 something spots.
It's typically how it goes in March.
I
can't make a good bracket to save
it's
my
not
life.
just March. Don't kid yourself.
Sources indicate.
You're taking a whipping 12 months out of the year.
Well, we got a good source on that, and sources indicate. We didn't even need to confirm it. Anyhow, Marcello's coming up to tell us what's going on with rev sharing and the court ruling yesterday, or the hearing, that has really not even been quite finalized yet, but it's headed that direction. But sort of what are the ins and outs? What do we need to know? Schools are planning to start paying players directly in July. But this was, a lot of news was coming out yesterday. What did we learn? What did he learn? He'll share that with us coming up. Brent is in Searcy. Brent, good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. What's happening?
Good morning. Happy birthday, Bo.
Thank you, Brent. Thank you. Did you sleep in today?
Hey, no, I was I'm on my way to Fayetteville.
Okay.
Really?
Well, I want you to know Edward changed his parking spot.
Edward moved his car.
Oh, have y'all got people in the office all day?
No.
Not decent people. You'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I will send you your hats tomorrow when I get back.
Well, that'd be nice. We'd love
for
it.
One for you, one for Chuck, one for Edward, and one for Bart.
Oh, wow. Bart made the cut.
Sweet.
How about that?
They've got a larger merch budget there than most. That's
Coaches
nice.
in the Mouth podcast.
Yeah. Hey, and guys, I'm working on that too. I'm going to have my person call your person that sets up our guests.
Okay.
And
all right.
we're working on that. We're going to get y'all in.
Hey, that'd be great. I want to be in there.
We'll have lots of fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, Bo.
Yes, sir.
I remember the days back when you hosted Monday night football bingo at Grubbs. Is that right?
Yeah.
On Dixon Street when you were riding the moped.
Yeah.
A little too much information there.
I mean, the whole thing was brought to you by Jaeger.
I don't think Bo remembers it as fondly as you do, Brent, but...
Well, a good time was had by all.
But,
yeah. It wasn't the best time
Y'all
of my
asked
life.
the question. You asked the question the other day if you thought Kim Mulkey could handle a jackhammer. Oh yeah, just ask her. She could ride bushwhacker for 8 seconds if you had to.
Tough woman. Thank you,
Yeah,
Brent.
she's a bad gal. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Sometimes you just need to go.
If that's going to be the direction of the interview on the podcast.
Oh, my God. That is so funny.
I got to tell you, they should get Kim Mulkey on that podcast. That'd be good.
Brent.
Yeah. Brent's got a few questions for you. Oh, I'm going to try something here. Chuck and Bo Show. Hello, who's this?
Hey, this is Adam from Fayetteville, and I just wanted, short and quick, I just wanted to call and say happy birthday to Bo. Hope you have a great day, man, and when I get back, we're going to celebrate.
Thanks, Adam. Enjoy Louisiana. Got all the friends calling the show today.
You have a great day, brother.
Thanks, man. You too. It's the first call to the show. That's Adam.
Is that your one friend?
From Walk-Ons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's down there working.
We had Chris from Fayetteville call in the other day. We've got all the people calling.
I know.
You know, that's the thing, Chuck. Like, we got to turn this into – it's got to be more organic, though. Just call in, hey, this is your friend Chris over here at the auto park. What the heck are you guys talking
you
about?
guys are
That's
idiots.
crap.
Yeah, you guys are
Like,
crazy.
just be real about
Yeah.
it. Like, our friends actually talk to us.
Yeah. That's actually, well, I don't know.
Like, we're going to have to –
Friends can be pretty harsh.
Yeah, well,
real friends can be really
Chuck
harsh.
said, you know, you can take this organic thing too far.
Yeah. You don't want it to be too organic.
Yeah, we don't really want to get into
You want it to sound
Wait,
organic.
yeah, I want
You
it to feel organic.
Appear organic.
We don't want to be that real.
That's right.
I mean,
we
look,
don't actually want it to be real.
What do you got over there, Bart, in the Situation Room? Anything?
Not really. No.
Yeah.
Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got over here in this Situation Room.
What do you want? Hey, Tiger Woods is designing a golf course in Augusta.
Yeah.
How about that?
At Augusta?
Well, in Augusta.
I thought this had to do with his like new league or something.
No. So
Okay.
they're designing a new 9-hole short course at Augusta Municipal Golf Course, which is where a lot of the caddies who work for the Masters learn to play golf. And his foundation is going to open up one of their learning labs that provides, access to science, technology, engineering, arts, math, education, and stuff for kids in the city and county. So good stuff from Tiger. Not playing this year in the Masters. Good job. Tours
Still have that same girlfriend?
Go, Tiger, go. Still dating that Trump girl?
I think so.
That's all anybody cares about.
Yeah, well, I mean, the post on social media was really something.
Yeah. How about Zach Arnett? Did you see that thing?
I did. I was going to bring that up. What happened there? What's going on with UNLV football? Like Dan Mullins, the head coach, Zach Arnett, former Mississippi State head coach,
did not go well.
has resigned in the middle of spring football.
Yeah.
He just had enough.
Personal reasons.
I want to
all
know.
that
Well,
was
I
cited.
just want to know.
I want to know what happened though.
That's the thing. When you make a statement like this, then that's the press release. Like, it just creates so many questions.
Right. Just tell us what happened.
Why don't you make something up?
Personal reasons. I mean, that could be anything.
Like,
it could be anything.
But like, we're nosy.
Yeah.
Like, we have a very nosy society. You'd be better off just making something up. Like, you know.
Maybe they have. I mean, who knows?
I was trying to think what you could make up that wouldn't be as bad, but I don't know that there is anything.
It could be anything. Whenever it says personal reasons, I mean, it's like, uh-oh.
It opens Pandora's box. It's almost always not a good reason.
Well, it's almost always bad news.
As any responsible show like ours would do, it's time for us to start guessing.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
Well, let your imagination run wild.
I'm not.
I think there might be. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I think there might be a little. Could there? Let me rephrase it. I wonder.
You spent too much time on the Strip.
Oh, Bart just threw one out there.
Gambling issues.
Yeah.
What?
Vegas and Zach Arnett didn't
Take it
mesh.
back.
I don't know.
Take it back. You didn't mean it.
Bart.
What if him and Mullen aren't like just seeing eye to eye?
Yeah, it could be that.
Could be a couple of,
or it could be what I said.
Prickly, organic personalities gone wrong.
Maybe they just decided early on it was a bad marriage. They got it annulled.
That happens in Vegas.
They weren't. Yeah,
that happens in Vegas.
It's like it's the first
like
annulment.
Dennis
in
Rodman,
Vegas.
Karma Electric.
Yep.
You married one day, you're not the next.
Hey, spring's here. It's time to get your AC ready for the warmer months. But why pay for a tune-up when you can get it free? When you switch your maintenance plan to Pascal, you're going to get a free spring AC tune-up, plus exclusive member benefits like discounts on repairs, priority scheduling, whole home savings on plumbing and electrical services. That's a deal. Don't wait. Switch and save with Pascal. Sign up today. GoPascal.com. That's GoPascal.com. Brandon Marcello next. It's 8:29. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bo Mattingly, and McDonald Eye Associates is my one-stop for any vision need. The progressives they have me in are a game changer, and my new sunglasses are going to be great for baseball season. McDonald Eye was the first practice in the state to perform LASIK, and they have the most experience. They also have the new vision correction options for all ages, including cataract and clear lens replacement to see your best from all distances. For your best vision, McDonald Eye is the place to go.
You want to talk about washed? You're being brainwashed by idiots. You're following idiots.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Previously on Halftime.
Did you guys have the Polar Express on ever in there?
You know, Coach Nutt was very good at a Tiger Woods-like focus, and this is what we're concentrating on. You know what I did, though? Coach Roy Wickey would have some of that 1992 Florida State National Championship team with Warwick Dunn was a freshman and Charlie Ward. I would watch some of those highlights before the game just to kind of get the juices going.
Listen to Halftime, weekdays from 11 to 2, only on ESPN 95.3.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Have you heard? TGI Fridays is having happy hour Monday through Friday from 3 till 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. to close with half-price drinks and $5 select appetizers, including potato skin, spinach dip, pot stickers, and much more. Plus, you can get in on 50-cent Wing Monday from 5 p.m. to close. And karaoke on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 8 p.m. It's all at TGI Fridays, I-540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Hey, Ty Richardson, we're at Wheeler Power Sports in downtown Fort Smith. Ethan, you guys have a massive event coming up May 2nd and May the 3rd.
We will have the Kawasaki Good Times demo truck here for Kawasaki demo rides, games, and prizes. Rollin' Smoke Barbecue food truck will also be here, and on that Friday, Ruskin and Zach will report live from the event. That is the Steel Horse Rally Weekend. See our Facebook page for all the details and updates.
That's Wheeler Power Sports, 901 North 11th Street in downtown Fort Smith, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Scenics of San Francisco are just amazing. You can just drive that Golden Gate Bridge and go sit over there and have a street hot dog.
I did have one of those street hot dogs.
Oh,
man, was it good.
Oh, it's so good.
I mean, it was good.
Oh, it was so good. Fresh fruit everywhere.
I didn't go for that, but those street hot dogs were good, man.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Well, let's dive into the weeds here, Chuck.
Let's do it.
Let's get in it with Brandon Marcello, 24/7 Sports, CBS Sports, National College, not just a writer, media personality from right here in our backyard.
Multimedia.
He is. He's covering it all, and currently he's. It's a court case, and it's the settlement with the NCAA and former and current college athletes, and where we're going with rev share. It's the business of college sports. Judge Claudia Wilkin didn't make it a final approval yesterday, but it certainly seems to be headed in that direction. She directed lawyers to address a short list of her remaining concerns within 1 week. So, Brandon, good morning. Where did we land here? How would you sum up where we are in this whole thing?
Yeah, you know, we all expect this thing to get approved, but I think it was very interesting that a couple of her issues she had, one of which was something that she had brought up during the preliminary approval hearing months ago, which was she was concerned about the future class of athletes who are not yet represented by any lawyers or anything, or heck, probably don't even know that they're going to be a student athlete in the future, as she put it, maybe a 10-year-old playing soccer on a flat top somewhere, saying that you know, they're going to be opting into this settlement themselves within the next 10 years without having any representation. That's something that kind of kicked the can down the road. But the big thing that popped up yesterday, something she hadn't really mentioned in the past, was these new roster limits and how it's affecting players today. You know, there's a lot of rosters out there, especially in football, where coaches are kind of cutting players because they don't have room for them, because they're having to shrink their rosters from about 120 or 125 players down to 105. And, you know, the settlement hasn't yet gone into effect, but they're making these moves to prepare for it. And she has some issues with that, and she wants players that are currently on their campuses to be grandfathered into this settlement so that temporarily all these programs can exceed the new roster limits. So, for example, if you're a football player and you're not on scholarship, at the University of Arkansas, Arkansas can exceed that 105 new man roster limit if you're a current player, and you can stay there for the rest of your eligibility is exhausted, and you're kind of grandfathered into this new setup. And the NCAA lawyer kind of had some issues with it, but as a couple of folks put it to me yesterday when I was digging more into this, the NCAA wants to get this whole settlement done and put it in their rearview mirror. So at some point they're going to come together and get that all done. So to me, long story short, that new roster limits thing and getting these kids grandfathered in to where you could temporarily exceed the roster limits of some of these sports, that was the big development for me. I think that's really huge.
Hey, I don't know if this was dealt with yesterday. I'm sure it's been talked about. I would imagine of all the texts and comments that we get about this, the one that stands out repeatedly is, how does this square with Title IX? And again, I don't know that this was dealt with yesterday, but you followed this throughout. Tell us how it squares with that.
Yeah, no one really knows. It's going to be a school-by-school situation. As you guys have seen, there's been plenty of lawsuits, players suing the NCAA for eligibility, trying to get an extra year of eligibility, or saying that their NIL situation wasn't what they thought it was supposed to be in the past. Well, now you're going to see in the future more lawsuits, but those lawsuits are going to be focused on the schools once this settlement gets approved. And why is that? Because there'll probably be some Title IX issues. And from that standpoint, as you guys know, you have to give some equal opportunities when it comes to scholarships for women's athletics in proportion to the student population on your campus. Now, in the future, with this settlement, a lot of these schools with the revenue sharing are going to be following the back pay model that they're giving to the former athletes in the settlement, which is about 75% of the money in revenue sharing in the future is going to go to football players, and it kind of filters down from there. Well, that opens the door for potential Title IX lawsuits. And what's interesting is during these hearings, Judge Claudia Wilkin has just openly said, listen, this is an antitrust case. Well, I'm not really here to discuss Title IX issues or things that are going to arise in the future. It's not her decision of how schools decide to share their revenue. That's up to them. That's not her decision. So there's not really anything they can do in the court system there right now with this settlement, but this is going to be one of those consequences that arise once this settlement does get approved, because it's going to be up to the schools themselves on how they share this revenue. Now, having said that, even if they were to, let's say that you give women's basketball, 50% of the revenue sharing. I'm just pulling that number out of thin air. Well, you're still probably going to have lawsuits. And why is that? Because you're probably going to have some football players with some very hungry lawyers reaching out to these football players saying, hey, you're not getting your fair share of what you're worth money-wise, the revenue, and then they're going to end up suing their schools. This is by far something that's not going to be done, and there's going to be many more lawsuits, which is why it's very important why the NCAA and all these schools are going to Washington, D.C. to see if they can get this language in this settlement codified into federal legislation to see if they can get some antitrust protection in the future.
Right. I mean, this is just another example, and this is not the fun part of what we do or talk about, but this is such a mess. And the best chance, what you just said at the end, for any of it to happen, as much as you hate to go, government, take care of it, is that. Because right now, this whole thing also has a bunch of NIL attached to it that's state to state. and they're going to keep changing state laws to circumvent NCAA things so that, Florida can have an advantage over Mississippi or whatever. It's all you got to figure out a way to unify this thing. But I digress because we could go on and on about that. Do you?
Yeah, I want to say real quick. Yeah, because it's so funny. We talk about the state laws and everything, and schools find a way to circumvent the NCAA rules. The judge mentioned something quite simple to the NCAA lawyer yesterday, which is, well, if these schools break your rules and you don't like it, then kick them out of your organization. It's a voluntary organization.
Right.
You can kick them out of your membership if they're breaking your rules. And it was almost like this, wait, that's right, they could do that, but they'll never do that.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, real quick, before we let you go, do you have any idea on the $2.8 billion that the NCAA has agreed to pay in damages to past and current limited athletes earning potential in various ways for not being able to do that until now or recently? Do you have any idea what that looks like for former and current players? Like how much are they getting? Like $10, $1,000, $15,000? Do we have any idea?
Yeah, they're splitting it up. I think it's about 75% of football players, and based off of what I've heard, if you're, for 4 or 5 years as a player during that time frame between 2016 to 2024, I believe the most you're probably going to end up getting is below 6 figures. If you're one of those top earning football players, it's not going to be substantial or a lot. And I've also seen and heard some numbers for athletes in the ancillary sports, so to speak, in that 5% range, who they're probably going to be getting somewhere around the hundreds of dollars, if not a little bit less.
Yeah, interesting. All right, kind of like tax returns.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a little bit, maybe you get a little bit more, or maybe you don't get any. Brandon, thanks so much,
Thank
man.
you, Brandon.
Really appreciate you diving in on that. We'll talk again soon.
All right, see you guys.
You can check out Brandon's stuff at cbssports.com, 247sports.com. Follow him on social media.
Every time we talk about this, about halfway through the conversation, I think I don't care anything about this. Yeah. But
I know.
At the beginning and the end of the conversation, and during everyday conversations about our teams, the money is the issue. I mean, that's what we talk about all the time. But there are times it's like, my gosh, can we ever get away from this? And the answer is no.
Well,
I mean, it just is. It's no.
One of these days, I'm going to get an attorney, and we're going to get you what you rightfully deserve from all the years of calling games.
Some of that retroactive
It's
pay.
exactly right. 8:45 now. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning. Can we just say, for all of you who get up early in the morning and you work so hard, man, we're glad you're here. We just really appreciate all the work you do to make Arkansas better.
You talking to me?
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If you're having issues with your gutters or drainage around the house, you need to call Hog Trough Gutters. They're locally owned and operated with over 30 years of experience. Seamless gutters made on site, trenching and French drains. Plus, they're fully licensed and insured, and every job comes with a 20-year guarantee. Hog Trough Gutters services all of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Log on to their website, hoggutters.com, to find out more. That's hog, GUTTERS.com.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric, we're here to help lighten the load. This new year, enjoy no payments and no interest on all home repairs and replacements. Whether it's fixing that stubborn plumbing issue, replacing an aging heating and air system, or upgrading your electrical, our Paschal pros are here to keep your home running smoothly and stress-free. Visit GoPaschal.com today to schedule your service. Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Professional people, professional service. See dealer for details with approved credit. Restrictions apply.
I'm Dr. Scotty Bolding, a native Arkansan oral and maxillofacial surgeon. One of my goals is to make Arkansans healthier.
If you have sleep disorder breathing, it's important to treat it properly. The standard treatment's a breathing machine called CPAP. It helps you breathe during the night. However, there are other options thanks to some truly innovative and proven technologies.
Sleep is probably God's gift of medicine that we really don't utilize enough. If you have obstructive sleep apnea, it needs to be treated. So you need to be wearing your CPAP. So if you're not
not wearing your CPAP, there are some potential surgical solutions that can help you that actually work today. By correcting the jaw deformities that may be causing this obstructive sleep apnea is where we focus.
Dr. Bolding at Precedent Center for Facial and Dental Medicine works carefully with your sleep physician, determines where the underlying obstruction may be, and provides surgical solutions that open the airway, allowing you to breathe better.
Hey, give us a call, 479-755-3000, or log on to our website, precedent.com, PRECIDENT. We'd love to help.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Bo, when your show went off a few years ago, it was like I've been lost ever since then. And I just really appreciate your show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcat!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Since 1992, the Inn at the Mill has welcomed guests to experience the most unique place to stay when visiting Northwest Arkansas. Centrally located at the Johnson exit off I-49, the Inn at the Mill has established a rich tradition of comfort, convenience, and value. Whether it's the big game, business travel, a trip to Crystal Bridges, or a weekend getaway that brings you to Northwest Arkansas, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious room with ample space to spread out. And when I'm there on business, I appreciate the fast, free internet to keep me connected to work and the laid-back European-style breakfast to start the day. Experience unique and different at the Inn at the Mill, just off I-49 at the Johnson exit. Call 479-443-1800 to make your reservation. That's 479-443-1800 or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
The Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Online and on the air and now everywhere you go. Tune in to the greatest moments of Razorback sports with Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly, Tommy Kraft, Ty Richardson, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, and Ruskin and Zach with our Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Stay connected no matter where you go with the Hit That Line Now app, fueled by Taco Bell. Download for free in the Apple app or Google Play stores. Just search Hit That Line Now. It's fueled by Taco Bell. You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, sir. Anybody that says sleep's overrated is not 66 years old, I'm going to tell you right now.
Boy, you're not lying.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Basically, everything we've done today has led us to this point.
Great.
This is the culmination of 3 hours of radio, or I should say, unprepared radio. Yeah. But Edward's done yeoman work during the course of the show.
This is the kind of transparent show we want to have here. I'm using the word fascinated way too much. It's got to stop.
Slam your fist on the table. Wake freaking up.
I really appreciate freshness.
Yeah.
Just in general, across the board.
I know you do. When I think of Bo, I think of fresh.
Is this some sort of birthday tribute?
This is a birthday tribute, yes.
And we can talk about your career.
Welcome.
Well, and we need to have a cigarette while we're doing it. Sometimes I think series high. How does Ed Orgeron win a national championship and then become cat food And I use cat food because today's National Cat Day. I just wanted to slide that in there.
That's the reason.
Meow.
Jeez.
I mean, it's worse than crack addiction. We're running out of time for the fall foliage.
The fall what?
Foliage. Foliage. It's foliage. He's become a caricature. He's not even a real person anymore. It's just like a caricature.
Caricature.
Well, as you know, I leave syllables out. Say it again.
Caricature.
Foliage.
Yeah, foliage.
I'd like to apologize to anyone who's been offended today by the silliness of the show. That's my way of telling people don't come up to me in the grocery store and start talking about the hogs right now.
That's your way. That's your defense mechanism.
I'm not showering for 2 weeks. There's no more fresh and clean Bo. All this minutia.
You're doing a great job, Bo, keeping the timeline accurate.
While I'm having a stroke live on the air. We've lost the magic of radio, which was what does that guy look like?
Exactly.
What does that
That's
gal
right.
look like? Back when I was in local television, I'd run into somebody at the grocery store and they'd say to me, like all the time, man, you look a lot bigger on TV.
Yeah.
Here's a saying for you. We live in a microwavable society. I had a dream the other night that Chuck gave me a hug. I'm going to call it right now. Put this on social media. Arkansas is 9-3 next year, just like Colorado.
There we go.
There you go, 9-3. You're just going to have to go today. You're just going to have to. Today is going to be
what I
maybe
told myself.
one of those days you're just going to have to go, and you'll be glad you did. I'm not telling you that everything's great. I'm also not willing to say everything's terrible.
Is it poinsettia or poinsettia? Which is it, Bart?
Well, it's poinsettia.
Is it?
Is it foliage?
Is it foliage? Foliage?
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
We wield a lot of power, as I'm told, because we're impacting things that could have happened without us. Like, we're holding things up. We're changing the world over here accidentally. So be careful. I kind of violated doctor's warning. I didn't use the cup. Didn't measure it, and I just took a little bit of a pull off the NyQuil bottle.
I'm all about that.
Are you?
Oh, yeah. I would prefer to never wear pants.
You know what this is? This is real flippin' sports talk. Well, if nothing else.
Well, I didn't set it up very well. That's a beautiful birthday tribute. Happy birthday, Bo.
If nothing else does, that will single-handedly keep me out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for that. That's like, you sure? Like he's on the ballot for what here at Sizzler? The Chuck Barrett Clay Henry Hall of Fame?
I got Clay to waive the character clause in my case, and that's how I got in. And you can get around certain
buy
things.
my way in.
Yeah, you can get around certain
if you'll
things.
become a member.
That's right.
We'll put you in this year. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something to
Happy
shoot for.
birthday, man.
Well, thanks.
I hope you have a great day.
Well, thank you. I mean, it started, right here.
There's only one way to go, and that's up.
We got that going for us. Like Van Horn said, being number one means you can only go backwards.
That's right. Yeah, we got some breakfast in here. We got cupcakes.
We
over
did.
Here.
Thanks to Sarah for bringing that.
It was really nice of her.
Guys, thank you. My dad called the show.
Yeah, it's a big day.
My heart's full, guys. It's full.
Imagine ours. No, really. Hope you have a great day.
Is the casino at Oakland open yet? What time do we leave?
Oh, it's always open.
Yeah, it's always
24/7.
Either going there or Vantage Point. I don't know which direction to head from here.
Might hit them both in the same day.
Yeah, it's a round trip. There and back. All right, we'll try and do it again tomorrow. Better than ever, we hope. Have a great day. Chuck and Bo Show.
We care a lot about supporting Arkansas businesses here on the Chuck and Bo Show, and we both like keeping our rides looking